Hello everyone and welcome back to Do We Know Them? Made it to episode 209 and we are both wearing stripes, which we did not plan.
I was about to say, and we're in our uniforms. I don't know what, it has to be some level of connection.
I mean,
I don't believe in these types of coincidences.
Wait, we didn't even bring up, we had another moment that the powers that be have come and struck down. It was the Abercrombie guy.
Oh yeah, what did we summon him for?
Yeah, but even go back to like when like Abercrombie, like they wouldn't let you have like nail polish or you couldn't wear makeup or something.
That is the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life because the fucking, like the owner of Abercrombie looks like a fucking goblin.
I don't know that he was doing something bad, but then like he got arrested for doing something bad.
We're responsible for that.
Obviously. No, that one was weird though, because I ironically mentioned Leslie Wexner, who's like Jeffrey Epstein's right-hand guy.
The owner of Abercrombie looks like a fucking goblin.
Leslie Wexner?
The guy that looks like a goblin. Yeah. You know the one.
Who was Epstein's like benefactor.
Oh my God, really? The one that said like, I don't want ugly people or like ugly people.
Oh, I don't think that was him, but the one who actually owned it was Epstein's person. He owns L Brands, which then Abercrombie was like under that umbrella.
Okay.
But I guess the one that's like the head of Abercrombie, he just got arrested for like sex trafficking or something.
Holy shit. And we've said it before, sometimes our powers cause things to happen and sometimes we just get the notification that it is happening. You know what I mean?
That we just get our psychic notification. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's
And I think that our uniforms are evidence of that because last episode we wore almost identical sweatshirts. And then now I just looked at Lily and I was like, wait, are you wearing fucking stripes? Like you never wear stripes. And then all of a sudden we're both wearing our stripes.
And like I just bought this like a couple days ago.
Because I sent you the notification.
Push notifications
which I
on.
also didn't even know until like an hour ago. So you know what? Pretty powerful.
Anyway.
Well, guys, we're back into the swing of things. Hopefully back on schedule. Hopefully, you know, no more bumps in the road. We like to post during the holidays, but wow, it gets a little hectic there, huh?
Well, especially when it's like covering 80-page lawsuits and then
and making like 40 golden eggs.
Literally, when I'm like was in the middle of editing it, I was like, why the fuck did we do 19 categories? Like 19?
Well, now we know for next year
to do less,
how long it's gonna take. You know what I mean?
No,
we'll just start working on it at Halloween.
Well, that's also the thing. It's like I intended on doing the compilations, but I just like didn't really intend on them being so involved. And then like I did too, and then they were like so good, and I was like, well, I can't just like not do the rest. And then I just died. But
yeah,
I'm alive again.
Yeah, but you know what? We got it done. Thank you for all of the love on the award show. This is the first episode we're actually filming after the award show.
Yeah, no, the comments are insane. Honestly, there's a few highlights. First of all, CCR wants a truce.
Oh my God. Okay, guys, what the fuck? First of all, we told you not to tell anyone about this award show, you little bitches. And you guys ran and told her.
Well, that's the thing. She commented within an hour. So it's either that she's subscribed.
Yeah, I was about to say, or she watches the show.
Or one of you was a little snake, which I don't know. I kind of feel like it's the second. I don't think she's subscribed.
No, I don't think so. But one thing that is curious is that she commented basically like, oh, thanks for all the mentions. Like she said like mention, but then put the S. Like basically being like, you guys always talk about me, which like totally. Yeah. I mean, we don't talk about you. We just mention you in passing a lot.
But we said that in the episode. Because remember, like I pointed out that I was like, she hasn't even really done anything this year. Like, is it just because we always mention her? Wait, also, one more thing. I don't think we've even really talked about CCR this year, maybe like in passing, but she hasn't even been like a main topic. That was all last year.
But she qualifies. She qualifies because we talk about her a lot.
She still qualifies just from like casual mentions, but it's funny that
that's so true though.
She didn't even have a specific
doesn't really qualify though.
That we've talked about this year. She still won.
Oh, yeah. So maybe that's why she said that. But then she said, maybe the girlies can catch me on Special Forces this week, which is a show.
I mean,
I guess.
Cloud Goblin's working overtime. I have to applaud her for the dedication.
Oh my God,
it was great.
And honestly, although I do think that CCR has done some problematic things, like besides being
in
Cloud
general,
Goblin,
it's always been a more innocent, just like joke.
Yeah, I don't think she's an evil human being or anything. Come on.
Yeah, no,
it's just a fun little inside joke.
Honestly though, like she could have reacted much worse, and she left that comment and I read it and I was like,
oh, I loved it.
Oh my God, that was really fun. Thank you.
Yeah, and then we answered back telling her to slay on essentially, and then she answered back to us saying, do we know them truce 2025? And we're like, hold the fucking phone,
and then
Christy.
we were kind of like
we never said anything about that.
We're like, whoa, Christy, don't get crazy. No.
You already won the award. That's what Lily was saying. She's like, I mean, what more do you want?
No. Then we just kind of panicked and we didn't know what to say.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not even like opposed to a truce in 2025.
What does the truce look like?
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm like, well, what does this entail?
We need to sit on that one.
Used?
Yeah.
But that was fun. I loved that.
Yeah, me too.
And then, oh, hi, Mark's acceptance speech flop. Holy shit. girl, we gave you the fucking floor and you diarrheaed on it.
I've been unsubscribed for a while now. Girl, Ethan, why are you still commenting on all the videos?
She's just proving that YouTube's recommended page is strong as fuck, because it doesn't matter if you're subbed or unsubbed. You watch every episode. That was our point. And also your general acceptance speech. She literally said, I'm not watching the whole thing, but Reddit says I won. And I'm like, what does that mean? What?
Sure you didn't.
Like, that is a real sentence that just came out of your mouth. I know for a fact you're not 12 years old. So what is happening? Anyway, everybody was looking for her comment. If you guys don't know, she won our biggest Do We Know Them hater. And it was a lot of fun. And we were looking forward to like a real hard hitter.
Someone commented and they were like, oh my God, I was expecting to see her comment with like 6,000 likes. And it's like, most people couldn't even find it.
Yeah. But sad times. Just a flop.
Better luck next time.
Like, it was anticlimactic. Anyway, but that was another highlight. Yes. What was another one? Did we have any left? I think that was it.
Oh, well, just then as a result of that, all the comments we're getting that it's like, hi, a few things. Just wanted to say, Lily, your lipstick looks great. Because, oh, hi, Mark really just has a deep hatred for my lip color.
Yeah.
Which, ironically, I'm not wearing the same one as usual today. But do you like this one, oh, hi, Mark? Guess what? I don't care.
The color mauve is to oh, hi, Mark what red is to bulls. Like, literally, she sees a neutral mauve and she just fucking rages. It's so funny. One thing that Lily told me in text, which I found was interesting, is that she was like, you know, oh, hi, Mark says that she stands by everything that she commented, because that was one of the things that she said. And Lily's like, we didn't even put half of the problematic shit that you have put. Like, kind of low-key standing up for Cody Ko in the Tana Mojo situation, and like really problematic takes that like, we didn't want to do that because it wouldn't have been like super funny. And I think that her hate comments to us are actually kind of funny. But some of the comments she leaves on this channel, it's like,
weird.
Girl, if we put that on blast, I don't think you'd win on Reddit.
Well, that's what I read. It was like bold statement when I have all of them screenshotted.
Yeah. She's like, I stand by everything I've ever said.
Also, you're really like, you're going to stand by the corgi comment? Like, no, they're medium-sized dogs.
Okay. Well, that literally. But even the thing that's like, we caught you in the same video complaining about our intro and then commenting to someone else being like, nobody complains about their intro. They're just fucking dramatic. You literally are a liar, and you're like so weird for that. But anyway,
this intro is getting a little long. She's going to be upset.
Yeah. We got to get started. Wrap it up.
Although
wrap it up.
I will say that a lot of people did say they voiced that they would love an hour-long episode about Mark's. Oh, hi, Mark. Which, last thing, is that a lot of people were confused about the username. It's like a quote from that movie, The Room.
I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
Yeah. Oh, hi, Mark.
Yes.
I love that movie so much.
Anyway, so just shout out again to you, oh, hi, Mark, because you've brought us a lot of entertainment.
Honestly. Did you flop when you had a moment? You did. And I think it was because you were panicking, even though she's like, I'm not panicking.
I don't care.
All my notifications are turned off. I'm like, I don't know. I think you're doing a little doo-doo in your pants right now, oh, hi, Mark. But you know what? Go off, queen, or don't go off, I guess, because that comment was... Anyway, moving on, we do have 2 topics, and I told Lily I can't tell her what it is until we got on camera because I just need to get your reaction.
Great. I don't know whether to be nervous or excited.
Well, so our first topic is about Woah Vicky. Do you know who Woah Vicky is?
I know the name.
Oh my God, like right off your head, that doesn't bring like flashbacks into your head?
I'm having a brain fart. I forget.
Okay, I'll give you a hint. White girl that pretends that she's black.
Well, so immediately my head went to like Bad Baby.
Okay, similar category. Yeah. But I will say Bad Baby's a little bit
Didn't they have like
different.
A thing though? Like if
I think they fought.
I think that's why. Like not that it is Bad Baby. I think that they had a fight.
You want to run somewhere?
Oh, don't walk in front of
You want to run somewhere?
Let them talk. Ain't gonna do nothing like that. But hey, put your shoes on.
Why don't you put your bag down? Tough stuff? Put your bag down, tough stuff.
Ain't nothing wrong with everything's right with you. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What's up? Come on.
Hey,
what's
hey.
up? Do something. You're 18.
Hey, stop. They ain't gonna do that like that.
Come on, what's up?
They ain't gonna do nothing like that. No.
She's not. What's up, bitch?
No, don't start talking because I'm in the middle.
What's up?
You'll get locked. Stop.
Come on, run it,
Here.
bitch. You trying to fight? Come on, touch me. I want you to hit me. Hit me, bitch. Hit me. Come on. If you hit me, I'll hit me. I'm right here. I'm right here. You coming at me, so you hit me. You're so about it. Hit me. You're so about it. You're so big and bad. The fuck always doing shit on camera. Big do something
It's
now.
all for the camera.
Okay, then do it then. Then do it. Look at you,
Wait,
you're pussy.
sorry.
You see me a picture, you ran. I was right next to you. You're a
Bitch,
pussy.
you trying to
Okay,
fight?
but bitch,
Tell her, nigga.
Bitch, shut your thought ass up, little hoe.
We know all that. We all. Hey.
Bitch, shut up.
Hey, already did.
Chill, bro. What is wrong with you? Bro, okay.
That fight was literally like, it's like when you try to fight in a dream.
What?
It's just like, You know, you can't hit anything. Like, it's just like you're like fighting air. You don't know.
I have
never fought in a dream.
absolutely no idea what you're talking about.
What? Like, wait, you've never fought in a dream?
I'm not a very violent person, so no.
Oh, come on. Or like someone's trying to like chase you and kill you, but like you can't fight them back. Like it's just like everything's not working properly, like your limbs.
I actually even just had a nightmare last night because I remember waking up like I was like drenched in sweat. But like I have a problem where it immediately like I forget. So I definitely don't remember that close of details.
Okay. Well, it was a pathetic fight is what I was getting
Got
at.
it.
Like it just seemed like their limbs, you know, they weren't able to do what they needed to do. And it was
weren't
such
they like children?
Yeah. And it was also like highly anticipated though. So it was like just anticlimactic.
Anyway.
Let's go Highmark's comment.
So
Okay.
what is she known for?
Well, okay, so there is a new development. I'm trying to decide, do I just spoil what we're going to be talking about? Because we do need to like just do a brief, like this is who Woah Vicky is. So do you want to go through the journey or you want me to tell you what we're covering and then go through the journey and then get to the part that we're covering?
I don't know.
I had an espresso martini.
I was like, we're really
Sorry.
awake. I don't know. What do you think will be better for the girlies?
I think we should just go on the journey. I mean, they already know what it is because of the title though.
That's true, that's true.
She faked being kidnapped in Nigeria.
What? I had no expectations to where this was going, but this has exceeded them.
But I do want to take people really quickly who may not know Woah Vicky. It's not going to be like a long lore. I just want you to see like this is a little bit of her from this era and this is kind of her story on social media and then this is where we are now because she has always been very fascinating to me, mainly because I think what she does is so, I mean, it's problematic, of course. Like she, in my opinion, fakes an accent.
Like a black scent?
Yes. And I know that when people have that, it is kind of like controversial in the sense that you'll see some people being like, well, that's wrong. Like you shouldn't fake sounding like you're a certain race. But then other people will be like, well, what does a race sound like? Now, what are you actually saying about that accent?
It's like stereotyping
and what you think
it
that
and
accent means.
yeah.
Exactly. So I don't fucking know. Okay. All I know is that it's like Ash Trevino, where sometimes you will hear it because there are videos out there of Woah Vicky speaking not in this accent. And then what I think she's doing is a caricature of what she believes a black woman to be. And the reason I think that, I'm going to show you a video. It's not like she says she's from Atlanta and that's why she's like this and whatever. It doesn't come across that way. It comes across as like mocking. It just doesn't seem genuine. And like that's where she grew up. She just has an accent from that region or from that community or anything like that. Like it just seems like you don't talk like that.
Yeah.
Like that's always been everyone's issue with her.
I know like one thing that has been coming up a lot because of all the Wicked promo is like
Blackiana Grande.
yeah. Yeah, that. But also it's like I see so
Cracks
many
me
black
up.
people being like, can she go back to that?
Okay. So I don't know, right? Because we're obviously not a part of that community. So way in black community.
But it's black
Some
people
people
in the
don't
black
care.
community that have been like, I preferred her like that.
Well, here's the thing with Ariana Grande. She was hanging out a lot with Victoria Monet, who is a black woman.
Mm-hmm.
Victoria wrote a lot of songs with her. They wrote songs, like they actually put out songs together. And she seems like the chameleon type. So she's talking right now in her Glinda voice.
Yeah.
And that's her whole personality. That's who Ariana Grande is. She's like a chameleon.
She gets
So-
very influenced by who she's around and what she's,
Yeah, so I don't know that she was doing it in a Woah Vicky way because literally, let me show you one video.
Okay,
You're gonna
got it,
spiral.
got it.
It's so insane.
It's on a spectrum, I think.
Yeah, and this is on the like all the way at the top. Like this is just like, what are you doing? Now, mind you, what I'm about to show you is a TikTok that's being stitched by a black woman, and she says on the screen, "I'm translating of what she's saying because she has a strong Southern accent." And then I'll show you some comments that are like, "Girl, Southern from Atlanta, where?" Like this is
Okay.
literally not that.
I was at a goddamn store the other day, nigga. I was like, how many Kit Kats you want? I was like, goddamn, I want 7, goddamn. Then he was like, how many dispersion? I was like, goddamn, give me 11, goddamn, that's it. And then he said, you sure you don't want 12? I said, nah, I want 11, give me 11, that's it.
Oh. She wants a lemon, just in case you were curious as to what she was inquiring about. So that's a lot, right? A lot to process.
And the comments are, I'm from Atlanta and I can promise you all that no one talks this way.
Well, I mean, I have been to Atlanta many times. I mean, I live very close to Atlanta. Even in my opinion, what she's trying to imitate is not that. That's why to me it seems like a caricature because it seems like forced almost.
The
You know
only
what I mean?
time that I've
seems
heard,
like very
like,
theatrical.
I don't think that this is that, but like when I've heard people talk in like a New Orleans accent, that is one that like if it's like really native to New Orleans, like I can't understand what they're saying a lot of the time. It feels like it's in a different language. That is kind of what this feels like she's trying to do. Not specifically that, but
yeah. That's the thing though, is like there are accents, Southern accents, Cajun accents, French accents. There are all sorts of accents that when they are very thick, even like Wisconsin accents, like it doesn't matter what race you are. If you're from there and it's a very strong accent, like,
it's
yeah,
a
it may be
cultural
difficult
dialect,
to understand.
not like a...
Yeah. And I think that people who want to ignore that and just be like, well, what does sounding black mean? And all, you know what I mean? I get the whole conversation. Are ignoring the fact that this woman is playing a character.
Yeah, that she's
like,
not
she
always
is...
sounded like that. And it's like,
no.
Yeah.
This is a YouTube video she posted in 2017 where she claims that she's black.
Is it Rachel Dolezal?
Okay. Literally, yes. Like she doesn't just speak in a way that she believes maybe people speak. Like she literally says, I am black.
Okay. This title is Woah Vicky explains that she is black.
So, like, a lot of y'all, I guess y'all be feeling some type of way because y'all don't really think I'm black. But Ancestry.com did tell me I was black. So, I have the right to
what?
To say that I'm black because I'm, like, Ancestry. All I know is I took the test and they said I was black. Well, they said I didn't say I was black, but they said I had black in me. So, you know what I mean? But, like, I don't know, because I guess a lot of y'all took it the wrong way. And, like, this is how I act. This is how I talk. Like, all that stuff, that's how I act. Like, that's my everyday. Like, if you know me in person, that's me. Like, that's how I've been acting. But I guess a lot of y'all took it the wrong way and, like, thought I was trying to act black or whatever. But no. I promise you, no. That's how I act. Like, I promise you, like...
What the fuck is this?
I want to be like offended, but it literally feels like not even two brain cells are rubbing together to form these sentences. Like it feels like
well, and then I feel like she's like
just trying to make
every
a
so
hole.
often she's like grabbing her chin and stuff as if that's it's like,
but doesn't it seem like she got like a lobotomy or something? Is that too mean to say? But like, what the fuck is? What are you saying?
Just also like, did you need Ancestry.com to tell you you were black if you're really black? I mean, unless it was like a very small percentage where it's like you're not, and then you found out that you are or something. But she's acting
and like she's probably saying
known.
like the 1% African or something. I think I have that on my fucking chart. Like that's not how that works. You can't. Jesus.
But a lot of y'all got the wrong idea. I'm sorry, but please, like.
What do you mean?
Don't take it that way, cause like this is how I act. Like,
take it what way?
Like, and then I did grow up in the hood. You know what I mean? So like,
oh my god,
that's not a joke. I don't know why y'all can't listen to what everybody say. Y'all can't listen to what everybody say, because if you listen to what everybody say, then you just gonna let what people, you gonna let them get to, well, I don't let what nobody say get to me. But if y'all feel like, please don't feel like that, because this is just me. This is how I act. I seen it on Ancestry.com, so I thought, I mean, I don't know. Like,
what?
I mean, I'm pretty sure it was right.
Happening?
Why would they mess up on there? You feel me? But like, no. This is how I talk. This is how I act. Like, all my videos and stuff, that's me. Like, it's how I act. Like, I'm not trying to imitate anybody.
Oh, really?
Like, that's me. And if y'all got the wrong idea, I'm sorry. Please don't.
What do you mean? Why would
get
you
the wrong idea? Because like, I mean, like, first of all, I don't understand how I can act or talk or a color.
Here we go.
I don't understand how that makes sense. Like, how can I act black? That doesn't make any sense. I'm just acting me. Like, this is me. This is Vicky.
Which is confirmed by the Ancestry.com report. Like,
she started it off by the entire first half being like, I'm black, but also like, what do you mean I'm acting black? But like, I'm black.
And then it shifts to like, how does one act black? I'm like waiting for her to like get like a sophisticated like weird accent, like an English accent. Like, how does one?
I try to think in my head, I'm like, if she was pretending to be Cuban and like just with this like, hey, like, what are we doing? Like, what are we? I'll be like, shut the fuck up, bitch.
It's
like,
just,
who are you?
Well,
like,
it's just
it would annoy
embarrassing
me.
And cringy to watch. It's like, what is? Yeah. How do we get here?
And she does it so shamelessly that it's not that she hasn't been canceled for it, because she has, but like at the same time,
that's also why she's
people
famous,
are just like,
isn't it?
Yeah, it's literally the only reason she's famous is because she was basically so shocking. And she came up around the time of Lil Tay. You remember we covered Lil Tay? It was just very shocking to see her speak this way. And I think that's why she got famous. And she's just basically been a meme ever since. Up until recently where she said, let me give a little razzle dazzle and do something new and just come to Jesus Christ.
Pretend I was kidnapped in Nigeria.
No, that's after. That's after her Jesus era.
Oh, she went to the Jesus pipeline. That's an interesting
of course
trajectory.
Come on, you always gotta. It's the zig and the zag of it all.
But not usually from this
there.
brand.
I do believe that this is her father.
Shut the fuck up.
I think those are her parents.
And is that her?
That's alleged. We'll confirm. I don't know if that's her. Is that her?
The pose in that picture, the dad with his hand on his knees.
Yeah, it's giving the hood, right? Like that's definitely giving impoverished.
Yeah,
and
those houses
going
behind
through some
them,
serious
definitely.
shit. Yeah. Oh wait, there's one more video we need to watch first before we go to her Jesus era. Actually, no. Then we need to talk about her arrest. It'll be quick. I promise.
I'm from Atlanta. Of course, everyone thinks I'm black. I'm from Atlanta. Of course, you can't understand me. From Atlanta. Hey, auntie. So, from Atlanta. Of course, I don't mess with 12. From Atlanta. Of course, I know Bass from Kirkwood. Of course, I got in the show when I was 16.
Bad editing.
I'm from Atlanta. Of course, I used to go to Lennox Mall.
See, that's lazy editing. Like, I'm from Atlanta. Of course, everyone thinks I'm black. That's not
what?
Standard practice here.
I'm from Atlanta. Of course, no one can understand me. This is actually one of the few times we can totally understand everything you're saying.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. She like varies in degrees. That's why it seems so inauthentic because it's just like it's
not consistent.
That's not how you speak. Anyway, so she got arrested in 2018 for trespassing upon private property and allegedly assaulting a police officer at the Four Seasons Town Center Mall in Greensboro, North Carolina. Here's her mugshot. Go off, queen. And she said, as a response to being arrested, the reason for arresting us is because there were too many kids coming up asking for pictures, but we out now. That's all that matters. God is good. Glad to be home with my fam. Like, how is this person real and how does she exist in this world on the internet with us? Okay. Anyway, I'm surprised we haven't covered her so far. So like when this topic reached my desk, I was like, well, if we're gonna cover this, we need to talk about her lore because it's too much.
Yeah, no, and I definitely know who she is, but like I definitely wasn't aware of.
I'm so sorry. I got a literal jump scare because now we're gonna talk about her Jesus era.
Shut the
and
fuck
there's
up.
none other supporting her than Mama Tot. That is funny. Okay, we'll get to that. All right. So this is her getting baptized.
Man, that lifestyle I was living was disgusting. Gave my heart to Jesus Christ and now I love him. When you die, you can't take nothing with you.
Did you like that or?
Is that a new song that accompanied it?
Yeah, that one is right on par with Nunu by Ashley Torino. Like, what the fuck? Where did you think that up? Anyway, allegedly, and definitely, Mama Tot comments and says, Vicky has always been strong with her faith.
Well, didn't you hear she said God is good after she got arrested?
She did. And I do think that faith blinds people sometimes to it's just like, oh, you're a part of that faith, then like awesome, then you're good. It feels like a get out of jail free card almost, where it's just like you can do whatever, and as long as you're a part of that faith to a certain group of people, you're gonna be a-okay. Like I think that Woah Vicky in general, I mean, especially now, pretending she's been kidnapped in Nigeria, but like in the past too, she's done a bunch of shit, and even her acting a certain way, I would say, is harmful to many people.
I do not agree with same-sex marriage. I do not agree with being gay. Actually, I believe nobody is actually gay. Like, it's just the devil putting stuff in your mind, and they trying to make that stuff seem like it's acceptable and cool, but it's not, because God's purpose for us is to be fruitful and multiply. If everybody turns gay, what's going to happen? We all going to die. So that's how you know it's not natural, it's not from God, because you cannot be fruitful and multiply if everybody's gay. But I do love y'all, and I pray for y'all that, you know what I'm saying, y'all will see the truth.
And it's just funny, like someone like Mama Tot would come on and just be like, Vicky's always been strong with her faith. Okay, and like what the, that hasn't stopped her from being problematic as fuck.
I was just gonna say, well, I guess not too strong, because she's been doing a bunch of crazy shit. Like you said, it kind of feels like a get out of jail free card / like a mask that they can put on, where it's like, oh,
yeah,
no, look at me, I love Jesus, so that means that I'm good, and I didn't mean any of the stuff that I did that was bad. But then like, yeah, but you still did it. Because also it seems like a lot of people that are also religious are very willing to, because there are people that like find Jesus and they totally change their lifestyle. So then it's like, if you say that that's what you're doing, people are very quick to accept you because they want that to be true. But
and that's why you see many examples of people that are
Christian
objectively
pipeline.
horrible, and then they find Jesus, and then a certain group of people will always accept those people no matter what they've done, no matter if they have hurt a billion people in their path and never asked for forgiveness and never did it. It's just, oh, well, you asked Jesus for forgiveness, and like
that's
the
the only person
eyes.
whose
It's just
opinion matters. So
yeah,
I can think of a few people
and
who
I
have
mean,
done that.
listen, if that's what you believe, go off. I just think personally, if you're someone that publicly does a lot of problematic things, to me, as someone who isn't religious necessarily, I require a little bit more proof of
I was
your
gonna say, I don't know. I would just
change?
suggest to the people that are very quick to accept them to maybe be a little more leery sometimes.
Just cautious.
Yeah.
Yeah, just be cautious. You don't have to like bring out your pitchforks and be like, remember when you did this.
but,
like maybe don't just be like, you're amazing now and you could do no wrong because you found Jesus. You know
It
what I
just
mean?
feels like
It's troubling.
from the standpoint of not being religious and seeing it happen. Like it seems like there's a lot of instances where it's very transparent that that's like not legitimately what's happening, and
Right.
it's like, oh, why do you guys? Excuse me.
Yeah. So she did a few things on this journey after finding Jesus, and one of them was getting her tattoos removed. This tattoo that she's getting removed is the cross. I was like, wait a second.
A choice.
Isn't that like an approved symbol? I don't know.
Not her backing away from it.
I'm like, let's get the tattoo with the big ass font that says Carla first, maybe. Like the cross? That seems like that would be fine. Jesus would be totally down for that one. Or are you not supposed to have tattoos at all? I don't know the rules. Sorry.
I don't know. I feel like a lot of religious people do have tattoos. So a lot of like praying hands and like Marys.
Yeah. She does also say that she doesn't smoke or drink.
See, and like if this is all true, good for her. But it feels like that's not where this is going.
People always want to know, what do I do? What am I on? If I don't smoke, then I must drink. If I don't drink, then I must smoke. No, I'm high off Jesus. I'm high off the word. I'm high off life. Look how beautiful it is. Why would
Looks like one of my old apartments.
I need to do anything else?
That feels like
Okay.
she's like joking. Like she's like, why would I
Yeah.
need to do anything else? And it's like, so are you high right now?
Yeah, I don't get it. Also, something else that she's done besides just the way that she speaks is more recently she's been getting box braids and like hairstyles that are meant for Black women and Black people in general. And that is problematic for many reasons. I know that much of the Black community does not appreciate when people outside of their culture
Cultural
get
appropriation.
those hairstyles. Yeah, it's cultural appropriation.
I know some people don't care, but I feel like it's
Yeah.
you know.
Now, what I will say is that the other side of it is just that box braids are horrible for white women's hair. Like literally recipe to just get it to fall right on out. Ugh. It's a protective style for not your hair is all I have to say. So anyway, she most recently, I know she was like live streaming with one of the island boys. I don't know which one. I still
course
cannot
she
tell them
was.
apart to save my life. Yeah. And he literally was like, take those braids off. Like, I think that he told her they were ugly. I'm not sure that he said like, because it's cultural appropriation, because he is the first one to
Yeah, I was gonna
culturally
say
appropriate.
interesting
But-
messenger, but okay.
yeah, I mean, you know, a broken clock's right twice a day. But she did cut them off on the live. Like, she actually did it. But
Cut them off?
yeah, she just does things like that. Yeah, she cut them right there on the live.
What does that mean exactly? Where? Cut them where?
You'll braid like fake hair into your real hair.
Yeah.
And so she just cut the fake hair off and like unbraided it, and then she just had her real hair.
Oh, okay. I'm just like picture like chopping off.
Vicky, you need to take them braids off. I ain't gonna lie.
You don't like them?
Yeah, I'm not a braid type fan. I think the straight hair on you just fits you the best. Period. Boo. Oh, Vicky, here we go. The official thing of the money gun, appreciate it. I just followed you, official, appreciate it. What? There we go. Hey, she getting there. You too funny, girl. All right, thanks for the money gun, I appreciate that. Yo, Vicky!
All of that to say, she's been problematic. She's been accused of culturally appropriating. Do I believe that she is? Fuck yeah. Like, personally, I mean, what does my opinion matter? But when I look at that, I'm like, girl, give it up. This act is so weird. Now, it's especially weird when, as someone who has been accused your entire career of culturally appropriating, that you would visit Nigeria and then pretend you got kidnapped. That would be extra fucked up, right? Because it's like, it's weird to do in general, some would say, but it's also just insane to do that and pretend that presumably Black people kidnapped you.
I'm trying
to worry your followers.
I wouldn't.
Are you trying to understand why?
No, I'm thinking.
I was like, because you're going to leave this topic very disappointed. She does not have a good reason.
The thought of like, that's what I need to do for content is insane to me.
Is it just for content, or is it because
Nigeria.
like you're just really weird and like just the shit that you come up with in your brain? Again, I don't think she has a ton of brain cells. I'm sorry, but like literally every time she speaks, it seems like it hurts. So I'm just like, I don't understand what she's thinking when she's doing this. I wish that I could say, I mean, we'll get into it. I wish that I could say that this is like a malicious and just like she knows that this place has a bad reputation in terms of safety of people from outside of it. And she just wanted
give her
to like,
enough credit
do this
to
weird
like
thing.
go through all those steps to
No, she doesn't even know where she doesn't know where she is currently and when she's in her house. Like literally, I don't think she knows what's going on. And that is not to give her an out. I'm just like genuinely giving my opinion, because if I feel someone's manipulative and fucked up and is planning some shit, I'm going to say that. I just don't think she's capable of that. I still think the result's the same.
Yeah.
You're fucked up and you shouldn't have done that, and fuck you.
It's like I would love to see a documentary, and I don't even know how they would do it, but like deep dives on a few different YouTubers that had done like really just outrageous things for attention, and have it maybe range from like the motives behind it. Where it's like,
yeah,
I kind of got caught up in things and did this, and then people that were like super like manipulative and calculated when they were doing it. But
oh my
like,
God.
it's wild.
I wish we could fund something like that. That's like an excellent idea.
Right? But I don't know. Thanks. But I don't even know how you like get to have like the information, because most of those people aren't gonna talk about it.
If you like promise them they'll be on Netflix or something, they'll do anything.
Yeah, I was like, I guess maybe that is the crowd you would be able to pay
Woah
off.
Vicky would be first in line,
like,
I feel.
It's just wild, like to figure out like the psychology behind it and like see why they did it.
Sure. Again, I have to say I don't think anyone's gonna leave super satisfied with Vicky's response to all this, because it is insane. But anyway, let's just get into it. So she went to Nigeria. Okay, wonderful.
On vacation?
Nothing wrong with that. She went, I think, in box braids or in some sort of culturally appropriating hairstyle.
Got it.
It's a lot.
And she wanted to connect with her ancestors.
The 0.222%. So this is what she posted.
Go.
How far, guys? Are they Legos? This one not Fashion Nova. What's up, y'all? I'm out here in Nigeria.
Oh my God.
I'm on my way to church.
This is so embarrassing. Oh my God.
How far now? What's the next
What the fuck is that? I don't know. So her fiance, yes, she gets engaged in this endeavor. Some people think that she actually got married. Yeah, we'll watch it in a second. But basically, she gets engaged to a guy that she's been calling her brother.
Okay.
It's a lot. Okay. Let's just watch. She posts this video of him getting down on one knee and proposing to her, but she looks like she's in a wedding dress. So, you know, looks like they're romantically involved. But apparently she had been posting videos up until this point
Calling
with
him her brother.
Calling him her brother. So people are like, pardon? You're marrying your brother? What is going on? But the reason why you need to know this guy is because I believe he is the one that posts when all of this is happening to kind of like confirm that she's been kidnapped. He's in on it, basically. Anyway, so the first thing that happens is that there's a tweet that gets posted from Woah Vicky's account. You want to read that?
It says, I have kidnapped Vicky. She is with me in Nigeria. I am demanding $1 million for her release. Oh, sir, disappointing news for you. I don't think anyone's going to give you $1 million for her.
So here's the thing. I know we didn't talk about it, but like, did you see that Gypsy Rose's account on TikTok got hacked by somebody in Turkey?
I did just hear that. I didn't see any.
Yeah,
of the
and he
tweets,
like
but...
went live. I think like his first demand was like $500, and she was like, "No, fuck you." I'm like, "Girl, $500? Like,
just give to him."
You had 9 million followers." But then he like lowered it to 200, and she still didn't give it to him. He went live and was just basically being like, "I'm doing this for my family. Like, I have to do this, whatever." And it was just like very, very bizarre. And he was like leaking messages of Ryan.
I was gonna say, what is the threat? Just that he wasn't gonna give back her account, or like he was?
I don't think she has it back still. Actually, I'm not sure.
Also, it feels like that would be an easy thing to like report. Like, look at there's this
TikTok
man.
support is ass cheeks.
But when
like,
you're
actually.
Gypsy Rose,
I don't know. I feel like TikTok's a lot like YouTube, where, well, I guess big YouTubers do have better connections.
Well, yeah, and because I just know that like she's had multiple accounts because like the beginning ones got shut down.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know. So let me guess, no one sent him $1 million.
I don't think he received that. No, he did not. And we'll find a better screenshot at some point, but right now this is all I have of the Instagram story. Now please take note, this is I think the man that she allegedly married or is engaged to posting this, and then it's her story reposting it. Okay, so that's the screenshot that we have, is both of them posting this on Instagram stories, and then it says my friend. So I don't Are you married? Are you friends? Are you even the guy in that video? I don't know anything. Okay, anyway, it says, my friend Woah Vicky got kidnapped in Nigeria by this man who FaceTimed me this morning asking for $1 million in ransom. If anyone can help, let me know. This ain't a joke, dead serious. I already filed a police report.
And then there's a screenshot where it says, what's Vicky's location? The police asked for it.
And then this is allegedly Vicky saying, should I come back? I don't like it. Just like, what? The guy that they're FaceTiming with, people have pointed out, looked like the guy that was proposing to her that she had said was her brother. So nobody knew what the situation was. There was also a screenshot posted of her location, and it just was very weird.
And
anyway,
also the caption on screen says that I guess she was kidnapped in Lagos, Nigeria after leaving church. So was it like right after the wedding? Was he in on it? Like he helped facilitate like after
so there was a video of her at a church, but she wasn't wearing the same thing she was wearing when she got proposed to. She was wearing like a red dress. So I think she had just gone to church and recorded that.
Well, she
and
does
so
love
people
Jesus,
were like, oh, that's the last she's been seen type of thing. And this very much at this time was being presented as, Woah Vicky is like she's been kidnapped in Lagos, Nigeria. Like that is happening currently.
Okay.
Hi girlies, I would say I'm here to issue a misinformation citation, but frankly, I don't blame the girlies for not understanding what's going on. Honestly, not sure I've got it all either, but here's what I think went down. So first of all, the man that Vicky has been calling brother throughout this trip is apparently a Nigerian influencer with over 1 million followers. He goes by the name Father DMW. It was on his Instagram that the original video of their quote-unquote engagement was posted. It went up 2 days after the tweet, claiming she had been kidnapped. He also posted 2 other pictures with her, a day earlier than the engagement one, which was 1 day after the kidnapping tweet. The comments on the engagement post expressed what seems like genuine concern, pointing out the uncomfortable body language and overall weird vibe from Vicky, with some even noticing that her arms seemed bruised. Now as for the post that the girlies just read, it turns out that was originally an Instagram story posted by someone named Roni Fargo, who apparently is one of Vicky's best friends from home. One thing Jessica Urban was correct about is that the post does include a screenshot of Father DMW, aka the man that Vicky's been calling brother, and also was allegedly engaged to. It was her friend Roni, though, that had posted it, because he was claiming that Father DMW had FaceTimed him from Vicky's phone and was making it clear to everyone that it was Father DMW who had kidnapped Vicky and that he had been in contact with him through FaceTime on Vicky's phone. Vicky's Twitter account would then start posting some cryptic tweets about not liking Nigeria, and also a screenshot of Roni's Instagram story. Plot twist. Apparently Roni was in on the whole thing and is actually known to be a huge crypto scammer. Since all this went down though, Vicky has clarified a few things. First, in regards to her engagement or marriage or whatever that was with Father DMW, she said, "No, I'm not married, that's a skit. Stop texting me congratulations, please don't play dumb, bro." In fact, she seems to explain why she'd been calling him brother. She said, "This is my blood brother. Actually, we have the same dad. Our dad is mixed Nigerian and European. My mom is European, and his mom is Nigerian." Sounds like a third-degree misinformation charge if you ask me. Also, someone might want to tell Vicky that if she's going to claim she's Nigerian, she should probably avoid spelling Nigerian wrong twice in one tweet. Just some advice. She also didn't help her case when she answered someone's question about where her father was from in Nigeria, to which she answered simply, "He's from the East." That sounds, super legit. I can't believe we ever doubted you, Vicky. Anyway, she also posted 2 very long explanations that basically say that it was Romi's idea to keep it going, and that after he posted it, Shade Rooms also picked up the story, and it got out of control from there. But let's get back to the girlies because they'll be watching a video version of the same excuse, just a little harder to understand. Okay, hopefully that helped. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to return to never thinking about Woah Vicky ever again.
And then oh my God. Okay. Then literally the series of events is insane. Then she goes on live later that same day, okay, to apologize and explain why she did all of this.
Sorry about that. Everything good, y'all. God bless. God bless. Sorry about that, y'all. It's all love. I love y'all.
Are you kidding?
We love y'all. I was just bored and having fun, just getting a laugh. Just getting a laugh in. That's it. But it's all love, though. I was just having fun with my brother. Everything good, though. Everything good.
Is it good?
I'm sorry about that. Please forgive
Weirdly,
me.
like, this is more concerning to me than any of the actual things saying she was kidnapped, because this is like, what the fuck?
Per usual, you're right on the pulse. Is that what they say? Finger on the pulse. Because that's what many people thought. They were like, are you being forced to make this?
Yeah,
what are you
like, this
talking
is
about?
weird.
Like, this seems so weird. Now, I will say, to me, personally, this fits in with all of her other lobotomy rants, where it just feels like, okay, like, what is she talking about? I don't think she's in danger.
It's just like the lack of eye contact and stuff too. It just seems weird.
But she then says that this was to show people that Nigeria is safe. That's
What?
why she did it.
I just wanted to show you all how safe Nigeria was, so I faked a kidnap.
Again, I wish I could say this was more malicious than it is. And maybe I'm being stupid by thinking that she's not capable of being as malicious as she might be. But this just seems like, oh, you're just dumb. Like, what are you talking? What is this?
What's up, y'all? I am so sorry. I apologize for trolling y'all like that. It was just a joke. I was just trying to show everybody that in America that it's not that serious, that Africa is a very safe country, and you will be safe no matter what race you are. You know, I was just trolling because everybody was like,
what race are
why
you?
would she go to Nigeria?
You mean it's safe for a white girl? Like, what do you mean?
Trolling because everybody was like, why would she go to Nigeria? Is she crazy? Whatever. So I just wanted to have a quick joke, but the joke kind of got carried away and like, you know, stuff like that. But we love y'all. It's all good. This is my brother.
Nigeria is safe. So if you wanna come to Nigeria, it's safe. Don't be scared.
I love Nigeria. They did my braids for $50.
Nobody should lie for you that Nigeria is not safe.
What the fuck is this? I'm actually flabbergasted.
Again,
I'm speechless.
I don't really think she's been kidnapped, but like, it is still a little weird with like him in the background, kind of like.
Also, the logic is not logicking. What do you mean that you wanted to prove that Nigeria was safe? Like, genuinely, certain places have reputations for being dangerous. And I mean, like, literal, like, when you're going to go visit a country, depending on what race, ethnicity, whatever, a lot of people do research on that. And it's like, is this safe? Is this a place that I would want to take my children? Like, Nigeria already, I feel, has kind of a bad rap around it. And this is fucked up to fake.
I know the way to fix that stereotype. I'll just feed into the stereotype.
I can't even believe this is being talked about. Like, no, that's not how that works. But anyway, there's a little bit left. I'm scared.
Safe is safe, so you could to come.
So this is just an example that Nigeria is so safe and we love Nigeria.
Okay.
The example is, well, I didn't actually get kidnapped, so like that's why it's safe.
Now, she went back to the States. She posted a video in New York to confirm that she's like back in the United States. But people still don't believe that. Some people believe that she's not safe, that she's being forced to post content. And she even posted today saying that she doesn't pay attention to TikTok and didn't realize people were taking it so seriously.
What's up, y'all? So I didn't really realize how serious you guys were taking this until I just seen a video on TikTok, and I keep getting text messages from people I know. But y'all, I'm back in the U.S. I've been back in the U.S. for about a week now. I honestly don't watch TikTok, so I didn't realize how important this was. But y'all, I am okay. Please don't worry about me. Thank you for your concern, but I'm good, and God bless y'all, and I love y'all, and I am so sorry. But let me tell you how this all started. It started with a prank call. We prank called somebody I knew. It was actually my idea, I'm not gonna lie. It was just kind of funny to me because it's like, if you know me in real life, I'm just a playful, funny person, and I prank all day. You know, I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't party. This is just how I have my enjoyment, my laughter. I like to prank people, and I'm not gonna lie, like, okay. And then someone told me like my problem is that I'm kind of used to chaos and stuff like that. But I'm not gonna lie, y'all. But I learned my lesson with this one. But so I prank call. I started with somebody I knew, and then we pranked a few more people by adding them to the call. And then somebody I know reposted it, put on their story in the shade room, and they sent it to the shade rooms, and the shade rooms picked it up. And this person that I used to call my brother was clout chasing, and we told him it was fake, and he influenced me, and he told us we should keep it going, and that we can make a lot of money off this doing a meme coin, and that my friend's such a great actor.
Where did the meme coin come into this? What the fuck are you talking about? You posted for a ransom on your Twitter.
Lots of things to process. You used to call your brother, so you guys had a falling out? I'm sorry to hear that. It seems like you've been through a lot.
Well, he was clout chasing? Well, it seems like you were clout chasing. Like, what?
Both of you were. First of all, when you have that personality on the internet, you're not going to attract anything else other than bullshit. Like, literally people who want the same thing. He wants you to do a meme coin.
But also, where did the meme coin? We haven't heard about a meme coin.
Like, what do you mean?
Like, that has nothing to... What about the ransom you were demanding?
Ugh, damn it. I thought I was on break. Fine. Hi, girlies. So the meme coin comes into play because, as I mentioned earlier, her friend, Roni, who she also at one time considered to be like a brother, yeah, well, he has a reputation for being a sketchball and scamming people in the crypto world. I don't entirely understand what the scam is. All I know is he might get along with Hawk Tua. Sorry, I had to. Anyway, it looks like Vicky had also talked about this a bit on Twitter after someone tagged her in a video that allegedly features our guy Roni. In the video, we watch two guys, one of which is said to be Roni, as they scam their Uber driver into thinking they were making him money on some kind of meme coin. After a few minutes of talking to this poor driver and claiming they want to help him so that he never has to drive for Uber again, they ask the driver to pull over because they have something for him in their bag in the trunk and ask that he go get it. But as soon as the driver exits the vehicle, the guys jump into the front seat, locking the man out of his car, and speed away in the stolen car as they film the man being left behind in the rearview mirror. Roni seems so great, right? Someone sent this video to Vicky to let her know just how great her friend is, and this was her response. He scammed me before from my Woah Vicky coin, and he just tried to scam me for the kidnapping coin, and I should have never listened to him, but that's what got me caught up in all this kidnapping mess. That only hasn't made me look really bad, but it also put my brother's life in danger, my brother that is from Africa. The guy made the videos with Nigeria and stress him out and cause our relationship to not be friends anymore. But I only know this guy through some family friends, and that's why I trusted him, and I gave him multiple chances, but not any more bad company, clubs, good character. I can never hang out with him again until he repent and get right with the Lord to Savior Jesus Christ, because Jesus can change and save anybody moving forward, and heck no. I don't think that was really proper English, and I still don't really get exactly how the meme coin aspect comes into play here, but something tells me Vicky probably doesn't know either. Am I right? Ugh, okay girlies, I'm tapping out for the night. Now somebody get me a drink.
Yeah, and then for her to just be like, oh, it's all fine, God bless.
We paused it, but the caption on screen says, such a great actor. Is she saying she's such a great actor?
Oh God. I don't know. Let me go back.
Money off this doing a meme coin, and that my friend's such a great actor, and da-da-da-da-da, and he's, you know, people scammers, they got a good mouthpiece on him, and me and my brother, my friend in Nigeria, Fada, had,
What? Father?
Okay, I'm sorry.
Brother, father,
Can you imagine
friend?
her smoking? Okay, so she doesn't smoke or drink. Can you imagine her high?
No.
She literally speaks like she smoked 20 pounds of weed.
Agreed to it or whatever. We didn't realize how serious it was, because like literally if you go on my page, you can see I'm with him.
What?
You know, we've been together the whole trip, and I thought people knew that. And if you know, like, he's a comedy. Like, it was just funny, like...
He's a comedy?
Because, like...
Bro, she's literally just fucking saying words.
She hasn't even mentioned the whole kidnapping angle of this.
That's what she's addressing.
No, she said they were going to do a meme coin.
Yeah, but that was just in passing. That was what was going to happen after the kidnapping. I think that she's being like, I thought people would go on my page and realize that we were still together, and that realize it's that's not how the internet works.
Well,
like,
and they realized you were still together because they thought he fucking kidnapped you.
Yeah, well, I don't know if he was... Well, yeah. Wait, no, he was on the FaceTime as the kidnapper, I think. I don't know who the fuck anybody is. I'm so confused.
And then now she says father. I'm like, what? I thought he was brother.
I'm telling you, she is just using like a random word generator in her head. Like, she's just saying things.
But because like the thing he was saying was like ridiculous, like for you to believe it. But I realized now that's nothing to play with. And I love Nigeria. I had the best time of my life in Nigeria. I'm so sad this happened. I give Nigeria a 10 out of 10.
Oh, not the rating.
I'm actually going to be moving there soon because I love it that much. Now I'm just like, I don't know if I'll move there, but like, I definitely want to go back. But then like, I don't know, like, it's junk crazy now. I don't. But yeah, y'all, period. How far now? Adeo. What's in this up? No wahala. But yeah, I love y'all. Jesus loves you more.
Oh my God.
My last 2 brain cells are dead.
She literally made me feel like I had no idea what the fuck was going on.
Yeah, can anyone decode that
about?
for us? Where's that lady that did the decoding of her other video?
She's kind of like a very effective gaslighter because she goes in such circles and in such a way that you're like, wait, what?
When she's like introducing new people and new narratives, and then it's like 10 out of 10 Nigeria.
To say that after you have pulled the most diabolical like series of events that I have seen in a hot minute on the internet is actually insane.
But I mean, that was her plan all along. She wanted to show everyone how safe it was.
Listen, this is the type of person, I do have to say, and I've seen a lot of people have like compassion for her, and they'll see like sweet moments of her because she's a human being. Obviously, everybody we talk about on the show is a human being, and as much as they have like villainous moments, they probably, if you like gathered their whole life together, would have a good they would have a good moment or two to fucking react to, and you'd be like, oh, they're not so bad. So people do that with Woah Vicky. They kind of have like more sympathy with her than regular people, and I don't know if that's because she is a white woman.
Yeah, I was like, where's the sympathy coming from though? Like,
I don't know, but I do see people like Mama Tot, like they do give her a pass for a lot of things. And I do wonder why. And I also wonder how she's been able to have a successful internet career. She seems like the antithesis of what the internet kind of like goes after. Like people, usually the things that she's doing cancel people. Before we continue, we really quickly want to thank today's sponsor, and that's Rocket Money.
If you're unfamiliar, Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps you find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings.
And you can see all your subscriptions in one place. So if you're one of those people, aka us, that forgets that you sign up for free trials, don't worry, Rocket Money has you covered. And not only that, they will help you cancel those subscriptions, which is super helpful because a lot of times places will make it pretty hard to cancel your subscription, and that's annoying.
And in addition to helping you cancel your unwanted subscriptions, it can also create a personalized budget where it has custom categories and it helps you keep track of all your spending. And you can also get alerts if there's like increased bills or if there's unusual spending activity or if you're just like a little too close to your budget. And they have over 5 million users and it saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions alone and saves members up to $740 a year when they use all of the app's premium features.
So cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money by going to rocketmoney.com/DWKT today.
That's rocketmoney.com/DWKT. rocketmoney.com/DWKT.
And thank you so much to Rocket Money for being an amazing sponsor of this podcast. Okay, well, moving on to our second topic. That was a wild ride. The second topic is a little bit random, but also one I felt obligated to cover almost because it's about sourdough. And if you don't know, I'm a sourdough baker. I love to bake sourdough. It is a hobby of mine that I enjoy.
And she recently just did a whole vlog on our Patreon about making sourdough.
I did. 20 minutes long. If you have no clue where to fucking start with sourdough and you need like a sourdough guide for gummies? No, dummies. It's on our Patreon. Anyway, this is an interesting one. I saw our friend Cece Suarez cover this, and I will admit when I first saw it, I was like, what's all the hoopla about? Because basically it's covering this girl whose name is Microbakery Girl. Her name is actually Jess Stewart. And when I saw Cece covering it, I was just kind of confused why everyone was so pissed. Like, I was just like, okay.
But wait, because I had no idea Cece covered it. But I do spend a lot of time on Instagram on accident.
Oh, I know.
Literally, I saw this girl's video the other day and she's like telling everyone how to run a microbakery. And I watched it and I was like, no thanks.
Yeah, that's literally what we're covering because basically she's getting a lot of shit because she is selling courses, which is important to point out. These courses haven't even come out yet. They come out on January 13th and it has already caused so much shit in the sourdough community and just on the internet in general at this point. Because basically the allegation is she's selling these courses on how to run a microbakery. And I mean, literally calls herself Microbakery Girl. She started this Instagram a few months ago, but like still, that's what she's going as.
I mean, if I saw it.
Yeah, and like in her description, she says, helping you make money baking bread and cookies with a cute and fun home-based microbakery school coming soon, which is just courses. She's selling all of this while people are alleging that she doesn't own a microbakery. Like she doesn't even run one. That's not a thing that she actually does. And that she doesn't even have a business that's like registered with the state because once people started looking into this, they're like, wait a second, you're not even like, you don't own a business. It's a whole thing. But essentially they're saying it's a scam.
Well, and because the whole way she was introducing it was that like anyone could do it because like you need a business obviously to have a business, but like that, like with food laws, some food like you're obviously not allowed to like make in your home. Like I couldn't like open a burger stand and be like selling them out of my front door, but like bread, it falls under like the cottage
food law.
And that is like basically kind of, I don't know if loophole is the right word, but like how people can be allowed to sell certain kinds of foods. Even like back when we covered in the very beginning of the show, we did like something about pickling and like
pickle everything
and
with
like
the Keekly thing.
Yeah, and even like pink sauce lady. It's like certain stuff is allowed, but then like there's certain stuff that isn't allowed. And I feel like bread is one of the things that it's not like people are policing it too much because you're allowed to do it.
Yeah. And I think that a microbakery in general, a lot of people find that appealing because you can work from home, but at the same time, you're using your home kitchen. So that's a whole other slew of like, not everybody can do that. Well, that's the thing. A lot of people, even for their microbakeries at home, will get like industrial equipment and like extra ovens and shit like that. But anyway, so let me just show you a video that she posted on like how to start a microbakery, because she didn't just promote that she's going to start a microbakery school. She actually posted multiple videos on like, let me teach you like how to do this, because anybody can do it, which is, I think, the video that Lily saw.
I didn't know that there was a course involved. I thought it was just her
Not
being
the
like
algorithm putting that on your page.
Well, I mean, it knows I love bread, so I guess that makes sense. But I'm not about to.
They just
start a
severely
microbakery.
overestimated your like want to make it.
I will say it did make me kind of want some bread, but that was about the extent.
That's about
of it. Not enough to act on the urge.
But anyway, this is Jess explaining what she does.
You know the feminine urge to open a bakery that's also a bookshop and sells flowers? Well, this is my version of that. Welcome to my microbakery, a small-scale, home-based bakery that I run right from my home kitchen that I've called the Little Loaf. I may not have a shop on Main Street with big bay windows, but every morning I step into my microbakery, I feel like I'm living in a romance book.
Okay.
It's just me, the smell of fresh bread in my oven, and that quiet sense of magic that comes from making something with my own hands. I have a small stand outside where I display my baked goods for customers to pick up, along with a little library filled with free books and a basket full of flowers. I didn't need to invest in a big commercial kitchen or rent a space.
Shouldn't she be wearing gloves?
I simply used the tools that I already had, keeping my costs low and focusing on the fun stuff, creating delicious treats. And it's actually working. My neighbors and friends regularly stop by when I open
$20 bill.
It's like a quarter someone puts.
This little setup has become more than I ever expected. It's a way to bring joy to my community, share something that I love, and make a little extra money on the side too. So if you've ever felt the urge to start something of your own, just know that you don't need a storefront or a huge budget. Sometimes the dream that you've been waiting for can begin right where you are now, with what you already have.
Okay, Hallmark movie, come through.
I was like, okay, it's kind of romanticizing like a really hard job.
It is actually super laborious. I've always thought of this because I know someone who has a microbakery in my town, and she sells sourdough loaves for $10. And I'm like, girl, I know that takes like a full 48 hours. Now, you're not like doing things for 48 hours, but it takes a lot of time and you're just like attentive to it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, that's why I can't have that business. I'd be like, okay, $50 a loaf, take it or leave it.
Like, you don't make that much. And I feel like it's not usually like, I mean, there's levels to it, I'm sure, but like looking at her little storefront thing that she has in her front yard, how many neighbors are going over there and buying the food, and how much is she charging for it? Because like, I have a lot of neighbors that have like farm stands where it's either like oranges or lemons, and then they also have like, some of them have like eggs and stuff. They cost like 30 cents for an orange or something. It's like on like it's like they just trust people are gonna leave. What's that called?
The honor system?
That is it. Look at you.
Not me knowing the saying, period.
Thank you. Helping me out. It's not like they have someone like a cashier there waiting to charge you. It's like they expect that you're just going to like leave $1 if you take a few oranges. But that's not their main source of income by any means. It's not even their side income. It's like a cute little community thing that they do, and it's not meant to be like a cash.
Well, what's interesting is she kind of, I mean, she does say in this video that she has paying customers, and she says that she runs it from her house, but at the same time, literally, she's just like, this is what I made this week, and it's like, girl, that's not gonna cut it. Like literally just in sheer supplies alone, it's sourdough, like just like flour.
Not getting much of a return on your investment here, but
no. And she's making chocolate chip cookies, the price of chocolate chips. Get out of here. Like literally, I just don't see that as her main thing. And the reason why that's relevant is because if you're gonna sell courses on how to run a micro bakery, and it's like $200 or something, I think it's like a couple hundred, I don't know, but you're gonna sell that to someone, then I need that course to provide me with knowledge on how to make some serious income here. Because otherwise, what are we doing?
But that brings me back to like, how big is your neighborhood? How many people are going to be coming over to get, like, your market isn't very big.
Well, and also, didn't it just seem, I mean, maybe I'm crazy, but in that video, to me personally, it just seemed like her neighbors were just like coming to support her. You know what I mean?
Thing.
Didn't
like,
seem like those were like...
Well, and also, now that I know that there's like some sketchy stuff behind this, like, were they buying it, or was it just like her friends that she asked to come over and be in a video?
And let me tell you something, one thing people aren't going to turn down is fresh sourdough. Like,
right? Well, I told you, it made me want bread. It was a little Hallmark movie vibe too. When you think like the little library, which like a lot of my neighbors have those little libraries too. But again, this isn't like a main source of income or even partial source of income.
Yeah, I just don't see how she would be the person that you would want to invest hundreds of dollars with. And I think that that's why the sourdough community got so fucking pissed off with this, because there are people who make this their legitimate income, and that could probably actually teach you how to be profitable. And she's just not the person to do that. That's the argument.
Well, like
you're
it seems
basically
like
a fraud.
if she's going to be selling a course, it should just be how to make sourdough, not to
right. And
to
I mean,
run
that
a
should be a
business
course because you can
about
YouTube that. You know what I mean? And I think the courses in general are giving girl boss MLM energy, where it just is very much something like, have you heard of the, what is it called? Fucks. Chelsea covers this all the time. It's like those courses that once somebody buys your course, they also have the right to sell your course as their course.
Isn't that like an MLM? Like a pyramid scheme?
It's not an MLM. It's something rights. They own rights once they buy your course. And that's like the whole appeal of the course. It's like, let me teach you how to sell courses. And then this course, once you buy it, you have the right to sell this course too.
I mean, it's like, just kind of a pyramid
happening?
scheme, but a specific kind. I don't know what it's called. But.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like kind of like adjacent to MLM girl boss energy. This is kind of in that family where it just feels like, you know, that courses are profitable because even if you get, 20 people to sign up for like $275 each, that's a huge profit.
Yeah, but then realistically, none of them are getting any kind of a return because you aren't going to make any money off this stupid business.
Exactly. Yeah, that's kind of where the sourdough community was like, hold on there, partner. Like, you're not the one qualified to teach people this. But anyway, here's one more video of her telling you how to start a microbakery.
What if I told you that there's a way to run your very own bakery from home without needing a storefront or a big investment?
My bad, this might have been the video
Let me introduce you to my microbakery.
They reused the
Now,
same
I know what you might be thinking. Wait, are home bakeries even legal?
This is
and
definitely
they sure are, all thanks to something called cottage
my God.
food laws. These laws make it legal for you to sell homemade baked goods like bread, cookies, brownies, and more right from your home kitchen. The laws do vary state by state, but the basics overall are pretty simple. Often you'll need to register with your local health department and follow some simple guidelines, like labeling your products correctly and making sure that what you're selling is considered safe. That's things like baked goods, jams, and other non-perishable foods. And a great resource to start to find the laws in your area is forager.com. What's great about a microbakery is that you can sell your baked goods in a bunch of different ways too, with a cute bread stand outside of your house, at farmers markets, or through pickup and delivery, which is a perfect option for apartment dwellers. Starting your own bakery from home is now more achievable than ever. With just your home kitchen and a love for baking, you can turn your passion into a business that brings joy into your life. Plus, who wouldn't want to make a little extra cash while baking cookies in their PJs?
Okay. No, this is that was definitely the one I saw because I remember having several thoughts during it, including apartment dwellers. I mean, like, even if you were baking it for everyone in your apartment, that's like a lot of work.
I know that that is the proper terminology, but it seems offensive. Apartment dweller. I hate that word. Dweller?
That part wasn't my
It's giving
concern,
Harry Potter under the fucking stairs. Like, I don't know. It doesn't feel right. But anyway, I know that's right.
How many people live in your, like, even if you're baking it for 20 people, you're not, like, again, not really worthwhile.
It's also just like very, very unrealistic that if you have an apartment, unless you have like Brianna Chicken Fry's apartment, but like if you have a regular fucking apartment, it's very unrealistic that you would have enough space to facilitate a microbakery. Like, it takes, I do 2 loaves. That to me overwhelms the fuck out of me. If you're baking like even 10 loaves, I don't know. It's quite the situation. And I feel like she's romanticizing it. She's also, I have to say, as someone who does bake sourdough, and like, I don't know much about running a microbakery, but like, it's very much the information she's giving, allegedly, in my opinion, is giving Google. Like, it's just like giving AI overview.
Well, so that's when she was like,
I could have
you
just
can
Googled this.
do it as long as it's safe. And it's like, well, what are the safety guidelines though? I feel like you're being a little vague here.
Yeah. And then she's like, go to this website. Yeah, I probably could have
And
fucking
also
figured
one
that
of the
out.
thoughts
Thank
that crossed my mind was like, oh, you're encouraging a lot of people to do something that they probably shouldn't be doing.
I mean, besides a stand and stuff, I think that maybe a microbakery isn't the most like investment heavy situation. You know what I mean? Like, just go to Costco, get a bunch of flour.
Yeah, it's also not going to be the most lucrative.
But yeah, that's the thing. It does take a lot of time and a lot of people, especially now where like everybody has to work twice as hard to make even less money, it feels like. I just feel like this may not be the thing that people should necessarily be investing their time into because, again, it takes like a full 24 hours for a sourdough bread to manifest itself. And that is not super profitable when you're selling them at fucking $10 a pop, unless you have, I don't even know. I don't know what would make it profitable, but I feel like that's do it if that's what you want to do and you're successful.
Oh, it's something to earn you extra cash while working in your PJs. It's not like a passive income kind of situation. You're having to put a lot into it.
That's the thing. You do have to wait a lot. Like, so when sourdough bread is bulk fermenting, yeah, that's a 12-hour process. But when you actually have to shape each loaf and you have to bake, first of all, shaping and baking alone are two like super, like you have to be on it and super attentive, because if not, everything's going to get fucked up. I can imagine, especially baking in a home oven, super stressful if you're baking more than 2 loaves. And I just don't think that she's accounting for all of that. She's pretending that you just twirl around in your little dress and your PJs all day,
just like
and
you press
everything's
the
going to be fine. I think that's
wait
dishonest.
for it to be done.
Bullshit. And I mean, baking can be, I love baking and I don't find it stressful because I know my recipe in my head. Like, I don't even have to look at anything and I just do it. And I do love that. But like,
not everyone is like
if I had to quadruple that or 10th that or whatever the fuck the word is, and I had to make a shit ton of bread, I would be stressed. And I love baking.
I don't even think I could fit like an actual sized loaf of bread to bake. Like, I have a very small oven.
You probably could. It's
a very small oven. It's like a European weird one.
What is it, a microwave?
Literally though, like you would think it's a microwave when you look at it. I'll send you a picture afterwards.
But anyway, this is an excerpt from her waiting list. So if you go on her website right now, it says, join my microbakery school waiting list. Discover how to start a low-cost, home-based microbakery in your spare time that pays you weekly, serves your community, and fills your heart with joy. Spare time is where I have an issue with, because
low cost is what I have an issue with.
It is low cost. Here's the thing. If you're just baking sourdough bread, no, because then you have to buy all the bags for it. And then you, like, if you're selling sliced bread, then you have to buy a slice. It's not like no cost, but like as far as supplies go, you know, flour and stuff, all pretty affordable. And once you have your sourdough starter, that's free. Like, you just have to feed it. So yes, I do know what she means by that. I just think it's not entirely painting the whole picture. You know, you do have to buy supplies to make things, and like then your labels, like she's showing herself putting labels.
Yeah.
So what, you need like a high functioning printer now, and then you need the labels themselves, and then you need the ink. That alone is expensive.
You need to design the labels.
Dishonest. That's just me. Yeah, you need to come up with a business name. You need to register that business.
There's a lot of things. Yeah, no, it's spare time is like a very questionable use of the term.
She goes on to say, psst, we love sharing our success stories and those of our students, but let's keep it real. Results aren't guaranteed. Everyone's journey is unique, and your outcomes depend on factors like your effort. That's very much giving MLM. Like, it depends on you, how much work you want to put in. I mean, yes, but also, I don't know, a little weird.
Well, also, I'm like, you don't have any students yet. You haven't launched.
She hasn't launched. Yeah. That's another thing. It's like, she can't even be mad, because it's like, she very much is presenting herself as someone who has like taught people before.
And she's like, oh, the success stories that don't exist yet because you haven't started. Cool.
On factors like your effort, market, and following the right steps, like securing permits and complying with local laws. Starting a microbakery is fun and rewarding, but it takes dedication, persistence, and attention to the details, including the legal ones. We provide guidance and tools to help you succeed, but we can't guarantee specific results or outcomes, and we're not responsible for ensuring your compliance with applicable laws. If you're ready to dive in and embrace the process, we'll be cheering you on every step of the way. Your success is in your hands.
This is giving ChatGPT.
Literally, right? So then there is a woman by the name of Sid, who is a fellow sourdough baker, and she started looking into Jess along with many other people, but she does a bunch of like fact checks. So I will show her TikTok a second, because like I'm telling you, she pissed off the sourdough community. They were looking into her asshole at that point.
I'm worried that some of y'all are about to get scammed, and I want you to please watch this video before you do. There's a creator. She is really big on Instagram right now. Her name is Microbakery Girl. Her real name is Jessica Stewart, and she is launching a sourdough microbakery school on January 13th. Though there are some inconsistencies with when she started her microbakery, she tends to tell people that she started somewhere between September and November of this year. And yes, she is already launching a school as an expert on the topic in January. She claims to be running a microbakery out of her home in Illinois, which is kind of weird considering the fact that she has bought multiple sourdough starters, ebooks, and courses from other creators that were all shipped to a billing address at an apartment complex in Scottsdale, Arizona. She claims that her microbakery makes her a full-time income, and it is under the name Little Loaf, again, in Illinois. But if you search Little Loaf in Illinois, there is no such business that exists. There's actually not one anywhere that you can find on Facebook, Instagram, or anywhere, though she does have a microbakery account where she is selling her microbakery school course.
I want to say really quick in regards to the starter, because one of my tips on our Patreon is to just buy a starter. Don't even try making it, because it's hard, and also to me not really worth it. And people sell like their dehydrated starters. I bought 2 of them. They're like $20 a pop, and it's already established.
It's like, funny because I just did a 20-minute video about editing, and I mentioned it. It was like, a lot of people are like, don't use presets, don't do this, like make it yourself. No, get the preset. If someone already did it, why the fuck would you do it over again? So I feel like similar vibe.
Yeah, you don't get a cookie for like
exactly
trying hard. Now, what I will say is that I don't know the ethics of, like, for instance, if I were to start a microbakery and I have a starter that, although yes, I've kept it alive for like almost a year now, that wasn't my I didn't start that. Like, I didn't create, like, there's a lot of work that goes into creating a starter, because starter is literally flour and water that's fermented, and it takes a while to have an established starter that can withhold you not feeding it in the fridge for like 2 months. I'm just saying, if she did buy starters a few months ago, probably just learned how, like, maybe she always liked to bake, but now she's like actually doing it. It just feels like,
I think also another thing is like, and I don't know if I phrased it like this in my video on our Patreon, but for the editing thing, it's like, is it good to know how to do the things that you're using the presets for? Yes, but it's not necessarily necessary to like do it each time yourself. If someone has already done, like if it's already done, it's not illegal for you to take what someone else did. I don't know how the starter weighs into it. I'm like, is this a stupid question? Is that like affecting how it tastes? Is that
like a more established starter can be more sour or certain things like that. But mainly a more established starter is more valuable because it's less likely to crumble under the pressure of sourdough. Like, I feel like a lot of people who have sourdough errors, and I said this in my video, I'm like, a lot of people who just fail every time they try to make a bread, it's like dense as a rock, it's whatever, it's your starter. So if you buy an already established one and you feed it a good ratio, you are going to be solid. It's basically being handed like, oh, this is going to be perfect sourdough bread. Like, you got this. Versus if you start from scratch, the likelihood that you're going to get to a perfect sourdough loaf, it could take months to reach that. You know what I mean?
So yeah, I guess like, I don't know, like
the work
for like
put into
bakeries in general, are they all expected to do like make their own starter and do everything from scratch?
Many bakeries that sell sourdough bread, like I know of one that I saw where they were like literally packing up for some sort of natural disaster, and they packed up their starter because it's like hundreds of years old. You know what I mean? Like, usually starters will be like passed out. Like, there's right now, I don't know if you knew this, sourdough enthusiasts, but basically you can right now request a sample of starter that they used on like the Oregon Trail or something that is like
I don't even understand the concept of starter and like what
it's amazing. Sourdough, like right now, I can literally, my starter has been alive for like a year, and as long as I don't kill it, I can pass it on to my grandchildren. Like, it is amazing. The more you take care of it, to me, the more valuable a sourdough starter is, because it creates more quality bread, it's more durable, and like I feel like the taste is better. The likelihood you're gonna get a perfect loaf is better. I just think that there's a lot of pluses to it, and I think that if you just buy it, you're being given that. I understand that. Like, when I did it, it's because like I didn't want to work hard to get there. I just wanted fucking bread.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I do think it's interesting that she purchased that.
Also, my question was kind of like, I know that there's like varying degrees of like how good a sour bread is, but like, would you ever be like, oh, that tastes like it's from that place, like because you use the same starter? Would you be able to like identify it?
No, I don't think so. It also depends on like how long you ferment it, like you bulk ferment when you actually shape the dough. So like there's a lot of elements to go into. You could have the same starter and make 2 different breads, it would feel like. So no, I don't think you would be able to taste the starter.
I do wonder, I guess sourdough people weigh in.
Why
like,
does it matter?
How much of it is like an ethical thing where it's like, that's not fair. Or if it's like,
well, that's what
matter.
I was going to say is like, I genuinely, I mean, I know that some microbakeries, like they sell themselves on just like, oh, I use my starter that I made from like organic milled flour that I mill myself. Like, I think that there's some appeal to doing it yourself. Me personally, I would have no issue buying from someone local who uses a starter that they like bought from someone.
I think maybe
they're still doing all the work.
Making their own starter maybe just shows that they are like very, very well versed in like the world of bread making.
Yeah, but it also, I think, is only an issue here because she's trying to sell the courses. I think otherwise people wouldn't care. I think there's a lot of micro bakers who probably use pre-made like starter. It's not like you're using canned food. That's the best way I could put it. It's not like that. You're still baking from scratch and you're still keeping that thing alive. You just didn't do the work to establish the starter.
But it's also not like there's some some kind
people
of
are
like
falling asleep
contract like ingrained in when you buy it, where it's like, nope, this is exclusive. You cannot resell this as your own bread.
That's a really interesting. I gotta look at my receipts, but I don't think so. No,
I mean, I don't think you'd be able to. You wouldn't be able to prove it.
No, you wouldn't. My starter, I call her Dolores Bready White, and you would never be able to tell who she came from. Okay, so like, no, I don't think that's a thing. Anyway, let's continue.
She does not actually have any type of account for her actual microbakery. I have no idea how she is garnering any type of customers, much less enough for a full-time income. If she
didn't
has
say it was a
literally
full-time
zero
income.
social media presence for her microbakery.
This is a little bit of money.
There's actually one place that I found that her business exists, and that is on Hotplate. Hotplate is a very common website that microbakery owners use to sell their bread. And her business does have a Hotplate account that has her name, her picture, and her business name, Little Loaf. The Hotplate account is kind of weird though, because not only is the address on the Hotplate account that same Scottsdale, Arizona apartment and not the house that she's been posting. It also only has one bread drop. Only once ever has she sold bread. There are 2 test runs and then 1 real bread drop where you can tell that she sold bread one time. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm already thinking someone who sold bread one time doesn't deserve to be the creator of a microbakery school. People have already called her on the inconsistencies of whether she lives in an apartment in Scottsdale or a home in Illinois, to which she answered that she used to live in Scottsdale, but she moved in with her in-laws in Illinois in September. Still weird though, considering that her billing and shipping address for a physical sourdough starter in October was in Scottsdale.
So what people are alleging is that she's using her in-laws' house as like a prop to this Hallmark lifestyle.
Well, I mean, otherwise, I'm like, your in-laws are letting you run a microbakery out of their kitchen?
Yeah, you don't live there. Well, that wouldn't even make sense because she wouldn't even be able to drive there to go to like make the bread.
No, it's unrealistic anyway. But even if she was literally living in the in-laws' house, you're telling me your in-laws are letting you run a microbakery out of their kitchen? Do they not use it anymore?
I know. What I believe is happening, in my opinion, is that she just learned how to make sourdough bread, which slay on queen, or maybe she's been baking it for a while. Okay, I'll give her that. And then she found like a good established starter, and then her in-laws have this nice house, and she just saw it as like a profitable moment. Like she was just like, you know what?
Yeah, I feel like she probably saw like
something
another person do some kind of a class or something and was like, ooh, that's a good idea. I bet you I could do that with bread.
Well, literally, like, you know that girl, Jordan Cheyenne?
Yeah, the one with the
like
crying,
with the yeah. Oh god, and it's always so weird because like she used to follow me and like, I remember that. Yeah, commented nice things on my. It's very weird. Anyway, that was diabolical queen. If you're watching this, what you did. Anyway, she now the main thing that she's doing online is selling courses on like digital media and like all sorts of shit. Oh my god, I literally just hit my head. My brain is broken today. Master Resell Rights. That is what those courses are called, and that's what Jordan Cheyenne does. She literally will sell courses on essentially how to sell courses, and then when you buy those courses, you can sell them. And I'm like, what is happening? It's like very weird.
That I always get the biggest eye roll whenever I see like, this is how you can make money being on the internet, blah, blah, blah. But it's always like
passive income, they love to say.
Do you make money on the internet? Like, do you even have any followers? What do you mean?
I do think that it's funny that people create a brand and like the appeal is like, I can help you make money, but really that's what they're selling is a course for you to help them make money.
Yes.
And then it's
literally, I'm like, but then if you can make so much money doing that, wouldn't you just do that?
I know. It's very weird, but it makes sense why this girl would fall into it. And it also super makes sense with her whole like Hallmark just branding of everything's so perfect, sunshine, rainbows.
It doesn't make sense that that's a realistic business.
No, I mean, I do think that baking and stuff can be fun, but I think that having a micro bakery like is not all that glamorous. Like I've seen people do like realistic what it really looks like, and they're like, bake with me 400 or not 400, Jesus, so dramatic, like 40 loaves in a day or 100 loaves in a day, and they're like sweating and their arms are about to fall off.
I mean, even just like mess wise, when she was showing it, I was like, oh, that would not be what my kitchen looks like.
Okay, if you've ever done sourdough dishes, that's something I talk about in my video. I'm like, diabolical. I hate sour. It's like cement. You don't know how to get it off of anything.
Honestly, even with like the cookies, she's like just nicely slicing everything and putting it there, and it's like not a crumb in sight. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Where's the burnt cookie tray you had to throw away? Like, I know that happened. Anyway, this lady continues. Sid, sorry, not this lady.
The dates of when she moved out of her apartment and moved in with her in-laws, maybe she got that confused. So this home that she is very much saying is her home is actually her mother and father-in-law's home, which is fine. I've actually had to live with my in-laws before, so there's no shade there. I probably wouldn't have posted pictures and videos claiming it was my home, but to each their own. Now she claims to be operating in Illinois under Illinois cottage food laws. And she even has a whole entire post dedicated to cottage food laws, how to find your state's cottage food laws, and talking about how that is how she legally operates in the state of Illinois. According to Illinois cottage food laws, you have to be registered by the health department in order to operate legally as a cottage food business. However, whenever other people reached out to her county's health department, they said that there was no business under the name Little Loaf, nor any business registered under a Jessica Stewart that existed in their county and was registered under the health department. When this problem was brought to her attention, she said she actually wasn't operating under cottage food law, despite the fact that that is what all of her posts say. She said she was actually operating under a cupcake bill.
Oh my God, shut up. She literally just said that.
Yeah, I was gonna, like, literally, that is her whole shtick.
It says, I do run a microbakery. I guess this is her responding to a comment. It is based out of Mattoon, Illinois, whatever. The reason why this person could not find me in the Coles County records, which is the correct county, is because I operate under the cupcake law. Well, why aren't you teaching us about the cupcake law then, honey? What are we doing?
It's like, that seems like a
She literally said,
the
reason why you can do this and why it's not illegal is because there's a thing called the cottage food law.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. Wait, are home bakeries even legal? And they sure are, all thanks to something called cottage food laws. These laws make it legal for you to sell homemade baked goods like bread, cookies, brownies, and more right from your home kitchen. The laws do vary state by state, but the basics overall are pretty simple.
That's a weird thing to say when that's not what you're operating under.
But what's the cupcake law? Is it that, like, you can do bake sales?
Stop. Let me see.
No, I'm being serious. Like, because I mean, like, think of like schools, you do bake sales. So like,
it says Illinois cupcake law. I guess this is a specific Illinois thing. Is the Home to Market Act, which allows home-based food businesses to sell baked goods and other foods directly to consumers. Now, what I think is interesting is that she would basically sell. I mean, not basically. She's gonna sell a course teaching you about the cottage food law when that's not what she operates under.
Why would you lie if you're still doing it but legally? Like,
yeah. No, that's the thing. I'm just like, why would you not be transparent about which law you personally fall under and then talk about how the law may be different and you're like, she literally just pretends that the cottage food law is going to be a blanket thing for everyone.
I bet you it's because of the threshold of like how much you can make.
I have to wonder if she's not operating under the cottage food law because she doesn't actually own a business. Like she's just doing a little thing in a neighborhood of her in-laws.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. If it's like you're not selling enough for it to
like a cupcake laws for less production,
yes,
basically.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. No, that
like
could be
again
it.
For like a bake sale versus like a business.
That would explain why she doesn't want to be transparent about it, because then that would show that she doesn't have a large scale.
She doesn't actually run a business.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And a microbakery, I mean micro in the name, like it's not meant to be this mass production thing, but it is meant to like, you gotta make a couple loaves a day, girl. Like, you know what I mean? Like I just feel like she runs a much smaller show than she's putting on.
The cupcake law was created after a young girl in Troy, Illinois was shut down for selling cupcakes without a commercial license.
Shut up. So it's literally meant for like lemonade stands?
Yes, yes.
Oh my gosh. That's not what she's promoting.
It says it's much narrower in scope, but the cottage food law allows individuals to produce a broader range of foods at home and sell them directly to consumers at certain venues. So that includes farmers markets, road stands, home pickups, and it has a broader statewide application and covers more food categories. So I guess here, under the cupcake law, you can do baked goods such as cupcakes, cookies, brownies. No perishable items, nothing requiring refrigeration. So like nothing like cheesecakes, cream pies, or anything. But then cottage food laws includes baked goods, jams, jellies, dried herbs, pickles, canned goods. And it also in some cases...
Didn't she say something about jams?
She did. Yeah. So she's including all things that she cannot legally sell.
Interesting.
Ooh, and cupcake law, I guess sales are limited to direct sales from the home only. No farmers markets, pop-ups, or public events.
You know what I think, and I don't know 100% the requirements for the cottage food law, but I do know somebody that got one locally, and she had to like she had to replace like the flooring in her kitchen, and I'm pretty sure that you would have to prove that either you own or like lease the place that you're in.
Guess what?
You can't just like use someone else's kitchen. What?
Annual revenue cap. This is what I was thinking first off.
$2.
$1,000.
Shut the fuck up.
That's exactly why.
Crazy.
So I'm like, so she doesn't run one, so she doesn't make any money off it. Because also, if you were only doing it from your home, like I just said with the fruits in my neighbors' places, you're selling it for like 30 cents like an orange. Yeah. You're not going to make that much money. There's not a huge market if you're just selling within your neighborhood.
Wow. So that makes her audacity far more like, what the fuck are you doing?
This is wild. Labeling requirements.
Oh no.
For the cupcake law, Basic labeling requirements are ingredient list, allergens, and a made-in-home kitchen disclaimer. Cottage food law requires business name and address, registration number, and specific health disclaimers, none of which she has.
But she's gonna teach people how to do it. That's insane. And actually dangerous.
Yes.
But
well,
what the fuck?
And that's what I was thinking when I first saw her thing. I was like, you're encouraging a lot of people to do something that they probably shouldn't be doing.
Right. Anyway, Sid continues, and I do have to thank Sid for her wonderful research because she clocks Jess's ass and has like a ton of receipts in that first video. We didn't even finish, I don't even think, like a fourth of it. But she just goes on to like a ton of different aspects of why this is basically bullshit, but I absolutely believe that this is bullshit just based off what we've seen alone. And then our researcher put the thought plickens. I think she meant the plot. Is that what I said?
It's because you said that once, yeah.
Okay. Got it. I already forgot about that. So yeah, thank you for reminding me. But anyway, she continues on. We'll watch a little bit of this and then we'll get into Jess's response because, you know, she just dropped a casual 20 slide carousel on Instagram for us to
of course, not a video, a carousel.
Yeah.
I did not go seeking these people out. These people have sent their information to several of your favorite microbakery sourdough influencers who have sent this information to me. Not to mention, they're decently well known because her father-in-law is actually a pastor in the community. So let that one sink in too. And guys, the neighbors have confirmed that she was doing a free bread stand as a photo shoot. The neighbors that got this free bread got it knowing that it was free bread for a photo shoot. So if you're receiving a loaf of bread in exchange for being in a photo shoot, does that not make you a paid actor? And maybe she is selling some bread too. I've only heard from the people that were made aware of the photo shoot and who received the bread for free. But if she is selling bread, I would question how she is selling bread without being licensed. She has told some of y'all that she has the correct licenses. She has told other people.
This is her responding to a comment that says, that's super cute, but let's hope the government doesn't get involved. They'll want their piece of your pie. Okay.
I hate that so much.
I know what side of Facebook you're on, girl. And then she responds, I have all of my permits and licenses, so the only time the government would get involved is if they stop by for some bread. I mean, technically you do have all your licenses to make like $2 a year. This is insane. Like to have your neighbors come up to your house, be like, guys, everybody come through. Everybody's gonna want bread. Everybody wants bread. Of course they do.
How did she pitch that as like what the photo shoot's for?
Well, like her social media or something, I would guess. But also it's just like, how would you ethically think that, you know what, we're going to do all of this and it's going to be to put on a show as if I know what the fuck I'm doing and then charge people like $250 a pop to teach them how to do it, even though I'm not really doing it. You have to know you're scamming people. That's insane.
I do feel like people are weirdly naive and don't realize that that's like, they know that it's not, maybe not ethical, but they don't realize that that's like probably illegal.
Is this a Woah Vicky situation where it's just like, are you dumb?
Yeah.
But also like her like glamorizing of it, like her just being like, have you ever had the feminine urge to bake cookies in your kitchen barefoot in your pajamas?
I mean, though, is it really surprising? That totally aligns with what she's doing.
I know. But anyway, Sid continues.
She has applied for the correct licenses but not received them yet, and that the reason she didn't get them yet was because she was operating under the cupcake bill that I mentioned in the first video. Well, if you notice all of the points of the cupcake bill and you truly read it, it says that it comes down to your local like county government. The county in which she lives has confirmed via email with several of us that you are not allowed to even operate under the cupcake bill without being licensed. If you want to give full benefit of the doubt and say that the health department...
Is that the case? Because it's supposed to apply to like children.
I don't know, but like these people, and honestly, never doubt a sourdough baker's,
I was like, I believe you, but it's just
sheer will. Every loaf of sourdough bread is a miracle, and everybody who bakes it is borderline psychotic.
Well, apparently every single one must be accounted by from the government.
Yeah, well, I will just say that is amazing. Like people have emailed every authority in their local. It's kind of amazing. But okay, let me see if there's any other bombshells here.
Let people know that it's in her course as a way to make her course more valuable and to make more money. So she's said that she resells courses and she makes money that way. She has openly told on herself on buying building plans from someone and then including building plans in her course without getting consent from the builder. Can you connect the dots yet?
Basically, you get it. There's a lot more here where people clocked her and were just like, basically, you're full of shit and everything
sketchy
you're
as
doing
fuck.
is a scam. And I have to say, I'm pretty on board with that. I do believe that this may be a scam, whether intentional or not, but it seems pretty intentional. But anyway, that brings us now to her giant Instagram carousel where her caption says, The True Story of Microbakery Girl. And this was posted just a few hours ago. So this just happened.
We've got our finger on the pulse.
We do. And do you want to just, I mean, I guess we alternate. I don't know.
Cold
We're reading
reads.
a whole book at this point.
Yeah. Slide 2, because the first one was the title. Hey everyone, there have been a lot of rumors circulating about me over the past few days, so I wanted to take a moment to tell you who I am, the true story behind this page, and my intentions going forward. First of all, my name is Jessica Stewart. And I bet you're wondering how I ended up here.
I don't know what this is.
I'm married to a wonderful husband, Landon Stewart. They literally sound like Hallmark movie names. My Microbakery Girl story starts in the fall of 2023.
So yesterday. No, I'm just kidding. But like that wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, but wasn't it 2024? Like, wasn't it like October of this past year?
Okay, so that's where she actually started the little loaf, but maybe she's going to talk about when she first fell in love with bread.
This is like where she first started learning how to make bread.
Here we go.
I've always loved baking. One of my first Instagram accounts was a Harry Potter baking and food blog called
Fable and Feast.
Fable and Feast. Sorry, I had an old Truly. It's in the way. Called Fable and Feast that I ran in 2022.
Then in the fall of 2023, I discovered baking sourdough for the very first time. Like many of you, the second I started, I was hooked. At that point, I didn't even know what microbakeries were. I was just baking for myself, friends, and family because I enjoyed it. Then last summer, 2 big things happened. Number 1, I discovered microbakeries for the first time, and I immediately knew I wanted to start one of my own. I showed a few of my friends, and they thought it was perfect for me too.
2, around the same time, my husband's company, Clients and Community, became no longer profitable, went out of business, and began losing money month over month, and it got to the point where bringing on clients was no longer feasible. I was also doing graphic design for his company. Oh, well, that's how she does the labels. So I was let go in the process, and altogether, we lost half our income overnight. I wanted to help take some of the pressure off my husband's shoulders and also have something creative of my own, so I brought up the idea of starting a microbakery.
The problem was, we live in a small apartment in Arizona. My husband also works from home, and we didn't think a microbakery would be a good fit for our current setup. But his parents live in Illinois, and they had the absolute perfect setup for it. A beautiful home and a big yard out front, along with a mother-in-law to help out. So we decided I would live with his parents off and on until we could find a bigger space to open the bakery in Arizona. His parents were so kind. They let me turn one of their rooms into a baking space and set up a bread stand out front. That's not what you told people.
And also,
girl,
what do you mean live there? Live there on and off? How long were you?
I do have questions about that. Did your husband stay in Arizona? Why wouldn't you guys just move in for good if you were like financially struggling and then also you needed the house to like?
Well,
those
like
are two
this
separate
wasn't going to be
states.
Again. The return on investment seems like it's not enough to be able to do that. And they set up a baking space, so they gave you a second kitchen in a room that wasn't a kitchen.
I don't know, but also all of it just leads me to like, okay, well that's not being very transparent. I don't want to see someone twirling around on social media being like, you could do this too if you just live in a perfect home with a perfect neighborhood and a perfect bread stand and a perfect book.
It's just like this was your art project on the side.
If you really want to sell shit to people who are living in fucking apartments who don't have space to bake, then show us that. You obviously could. That's where you live. So show us that. That's what people want to see. How do you actually make this feasible for someone that otherwise would not be able to do it? So I don't know. I just think this is her making excuses for like glamorizing bullshit. Basically.
Oh, and then she shows
this is her
my baking room, which literally has like another refrigerator. Like this is literally how much money do your in-laws have that you put into this?
And wait, does she have 2 fresh bread signs or does she just take that one off the wall and put it on the stand? Because that's the same one from the stand.
Was it on the one out front?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure she probably recycles. I'm sure she recycles the
anyway.
sign. But like literally they set up, it's like their guest room is now another kitchen.
Yeah.
She says, as I researched microbakeries, I looked everywhere for a step-by-step course to help get me started. I couldn't find one. There were a lot of ebooks and I even purchased a few of them, but I felt like they left out a lot of important details. So I pieced things together on my own. But you don't have one.
What I'm guessing that means, and especially like I heard that Sid lady mention that she even is presenting building plans that aren't hers as her own. What that's giving is I pieced together all the information and just put them together in one book for you. And that's literally not but how courses work.
Also, you're not even done yet. Like you haven't finished your own course.
Yeah, maybe start and then let's talk.
Yeah. Noticing that no step-by-step course existed yet and realizing how many other people were eager to start microbakeries, I came up with the idea to document my own. That's not what you're doing.
No.
To document my own journey from start to finish. No, you act like you finished quite a while ago and that you are now an expert.
Yeah, exactly. You're acting like you're qualified because you've been through the fucking trenches of a microbakery. You've never opened a microbakery. You don't know what
this
it's
is
like.
gaslighty as fuck. I came up with the idea to document my entire journey from start to finish to then create a comprehensive course to help aspiring microbakers get started. With my husband's experience with creating online courses, it felt like the perfect fit. Oh my God.
Oh my God. Is that why that Sid lady was showing her husband a lot? I think he may be a course seller.
Oh my God. This is unreal.
Maybe that's what wasn't profitable. And she's like, wait a second. What about bread?
We just need to shift products.
So in September, I moved to Illinois to build out my microbakery. And by October, I was baking 50 loaves of bread plus 30 bags of cookies and other baked goods each week.
Was anyone buying
When I
them?
looked into the Illinois college food laws, I learned the license fee is based on the calendar year. Since I started in October, I would have had to pay the fee again in January. Instead of getting an official license for just a few months, I decided to give my bread away temporarily in exchange for people allowing me to feature them in my content. And some loved the product so much they wouldn't leave without giving me a cash tip.
Did you document that? Did it exceed $1,000? Like,
that is so fucking dishonest. You literally showed it as like, this is a way to make money. You showed the tips as
it's just extra
income.
cash.
And literally, you presented those people as paying customers when they weren't. Yes, I do expect you, if you're going to pretend that you can literally sell a course on microbakeries, I do expect you to get a license for a few months. I do.
And also,
if you're going to teach me how to do it.
How much is the licensing fee? Like, you have a whole fucking extra kitchen that you guys built, but you couldn't splurge for the licensing fee to sell it?
Literally. And also, it's just fucking insane. The fucking course is going to launch on the 13th. You're telling me you're going to be a license owner, presumably, for only 12 days before you're allowed to tell people how to get it?
Correct.
No, that's not how that works.
By November, I realized balancing the bakery and creating the course was too much. So I paused the bakery to focus on the course and get a head start on Instagram.
Shut the fuck
with plans to
up.
reopen the bakery in January once I had my official cottage food license. Girl,
fuck off.
Are you kidding?
No.
This is unreal. You can't have a course for something you've never done. I started posting weekly content and I figured I'd get maybe 2,000 or 3,000 followers by the time I reopened the bakery. But my content started going viral, causing my page to grow much faster than I expected.
I didn't expect this many people to see me and clock it. Sorry.
Literally.
This is very
well,
shocking
also,
to
it's
me.
like, girl, it was like doing well enough that you were willing to shift your focus to only make the courses, not the bread, which the courses are about making money from the bread. So, like, what do you mean?
My God.
The math isn't mathing. Nominee for next year's.
This next page is insane. And as my page grew, I made quite a few mistakes along the way and failed to communicate clearly. This resulted in a few inconsistencies. For example, I said I run my microbakery full time, which is true in terms of hours, but not income yet.
What is it though? Because you said you now focus on the course, not the bakery.
But like, what do you mean focus? You just never did the other one. You just moved to something else. Nevertheless, the microbakery is indeed real. I've invested hundreds of hours into researching what it takes to build a successful microbakery. I've baked the loaves, set up the bread stand, carefully crafted the branding and packaging, purchased all the necessary equipment, and served happy customers. I'm genuinely excited to continue growing the little loaf into something truly special in 2025.
You mean starting it?
Literally, that's insane. Because if you're going to teach someone, it's one thing to be like, this is a type of printer that would be good for you. Okay. If someone's going to invest hundreds of dollars into your course, presumably, they want to know how to create and how to maintain a successful microbakery business. You don't know how to do that because you haven't done those.
You have not even surpassed the revenue that you are charging as the cost for this course. No. That's unfucking real.
Anyway, there's like a billion more slides. So Lily, your turn.
Which brings me to the last few days. A group of creators in the microbakery community discovered my page and began creating and sharing content that led to a wave of criticism and harassment. I fully understand their instinct to protect this community and why they would advise their followers not to purchase my course based on the mistakes that I've made. I own and apologize for those errors. However, the situation has escalated far beyond constructive criticism and into something deeply harmful and disproportionate.
Girl, welcome to the internet.
Yeah,
it
I was gonna
sucks
say,
here.
You're gonna love this episode.
Set up a chair. Videos were created and widely shared about my husband and I, falsely claiming that we plan to scam my future course customers.
You're currently scamming your customers. What the fuck what do you mean?
These videos disclose personal details about where I live. One shared the name of my in-laws county in Illinois, along with the city zip code and picture of my apartment building in Arizona. That video alone has more than 100,000 views. As a result, I've faced intense harassment. People have contacted my neighbors, falsely claimed to be members of my father-in-law's church, and even driven by my in-laws' home where I'm currently staying. On social media, my husband and I have been called scammers, grifters, and leeches.
Okay, so I will say, don't get me wrong, I don't condone doxing because as someone that easily could look up and find out where she lives right now, I'm not going to tell everyone. That is too far, I think. I don't think people should be going in real life. I don't think you should be like crossing that threshold and like getting involved personally and like trying to expose these people and ruin their lives. It's not that deep. But I do think also, one, be a little careful not showing the front of your in-laws' house where people are going to be able to fucking find it. Because like, have you seen the front of my house? Nope, don't think so. Because I don't even have anyone that's going to be like looking for where I live. And I know that you're not supposed to do that.
Yes. What I will say is that I think the person she's referring to is the woman we were watching. Because I think some of the clips we actually showed did include some of that stuff.
I do think people are a little like careless with what they include and stuff like that, which they don't realize is inappropriate.
I agree. It didn't seem, and again, it's not right. And maybe it was an oversight on that creator's behalf. You know what I mean? Like maybe she just didn't realize that she shouldn't share that. But it definitely didn't seem like she wanted to dox her or like put her in danger. She just wanted to show what she believed was proof that like, no, that is not matching up, and just maybe got carried away. Yeah. I can still see though how that feels like distressing in her circumstance. No, for sure. You know what I mean?
And like, again, I don't think that people on the internet are fucking crazy and they shouldn't be taking it to this level. But I also think this is like a big learning lesson for her to like, it is really easy to find information on people on the internet and you can't do something like this. And like,
people will push any boundary you allow them to push. Even if you don't expect it, it's still the internet and people can do it. The best thing that you can do though is just protect yourself in any way you can. You know what I mean?
Like do things by the book. So when they are looking for stuff, they find what they're looking for and they don't keep digging.
Yeah, exactly.
Then she says, one situation was so extreme that my family and I filed a police report and a restraining order was granted by a judge. I've been so scared. Jesus. I don't even want to leave the house, but I'm incredibly thankful for the local police who have been patrolling the neighborhood to keep us safe. Out of respect for the creators and reshares of this video, I won't mention their names as I wouldn't wish a fraction of this treatment on anyone else. I'm also incredibly grateful for the amazing people in this community who have sent me supportive messages behind the scenes. Your kindness means so much.
While some of these creators' claims about me are accurate, they've also made allegations that are entirely false, and I want to address those now. One claim is that my followers are fake. Oh, I missed that one.
It was like, honestly, I feel like that's the least of your concerns, girlie.
Right. Okay. She says, this is simply untrue. I haven't paid for a single follower, nor have I boosted any posts or run ads. I was fortunate to have 4 to 5 videos go viral in my first month and a half, resulting, well, fortunate or unfortunate, honestly.
Yeah,
depends on how you look at it.
You're kind of complaining about it now, so.
Resulting in over 15 million views, 1.2 million likes, and not the analytics.
Yeah, why are we? This isn't important. Another claim is that my husband's company, Clients and Community, stole content from other creators and sold it as their own. This is also untrue. Clients and you're name dropping the company a lot. Maybe avoid that.
Yeah, considering the circumstance.
Yeah, this is also untrue. Clients and Community, though no longer serving clients today, was a legitimate company founded in 2019 that sold its own unique products and services. At its peak, the company employed over 30 staff members, served thousands of clients, and received notable recognition, including being featured by Forbes magazine and making the...
Come on, what
is this? Stupid.
The next slide says, another allegation claims that my course is copied from other creators' ebooks and that I did kind of allege that actually, so I'm interested in this one. From other creators' ebooks and that I'm attempting to sell their work as my own despite the fact that my course has not yet been released and its contents have not seen... She's like, so I have time to change it.
Well, yeah, but also it's like, girl, well, I mean, it had to come from somewhere and it didn't come from experience because you just admitted you haven't done it. So like it did come from somewhere. You're repurposing other people's content. You aren't necessarily plagiarizing it, but like,
yeah, that's where you
it's not original information.
While I respect the sourdough creators in this community, their ebooks typically take 30 to 60 minutes to read. My course offers over 20 hours. Oh my God, what a nightmare. Of original video content.
And yet you haven't done it yourself?
With unique like, bonuses like brand kits, ready-made menus, financial trackers, and more, all of which I designed from scratch. Well, she is a graphic designer, so I do believe that she would have made that shit and offered it. That's a separate thing.
Also, what is the 20 hours of original content? Like, of you doing stuff, though, that you just learned via the... But then you haven't even done it yourself, so it's like you're just you're going through the motions and not... It doesn't make sense. It has also been alleged that my course will include master resale rights, meaning others could resell it as their own. This is also false. While I have experimented with master resale rights programs in the past, this course will not include resale rights anymore, allegedly, or affiliate program, nor is it a course on how to sell courses. My only goal with this course is to help people start microbakeries that you haven't started yourself.
You first.
Yeah.
Like, that's the whole point. Yeah. That's why everyone's mad.
Lastly, I'm proud to say that my course comes with unconditional 30-day money-back guarantee. So if anyone is unhappy with the course for any reason, I'll provide a full refund, no questions asked. Okay.
I mean, that's great.
Yeah.
I feel like a horrible business plan, but that is great.
It's like, take all my information and then tell me it didn't work. I mean, it probably didn't.
While I can't change the past, I'm committed to moving forward in the right way. From here, I've taken and passed my food protection manager certification exam. I don't know what that is. My stand is already back out and my cottage food license should arrive any day now. So I'll soon be resuming operations of the Little Loaf Microbakery in Illinois before actually moving it out west to reunite with my husband.
Okay. I feel like she's like away
Oh my
at
God,
war.
not the picture.
Oh my
You
God.
see? The fresh bread sign. I told you.
Yeah, no, that's definitely reused. Like, first of all, this is all according to your plan. It's January now. You haven't changed anything.
Yeah. Well, and you're not addressing the main thing, which is like,
you don't have a
haven't
microbakery.
run a microbakery for a period of time that makes people feel like you should be selling courses on how to run microbakeries. Like, listen, I genuinely believe if someone's smart enough and dedicated enough, you could just sit down right now and learn about anything and then write a course on it.
Yeah.
Because that's how knowledge works. Like, you could just like accumulate the knowledge and then put it in a place for people to not have to look around and find. Yeah. That's the value of a course. But I think that genuinely, if you're selling yourself, which she very much was, as someone who has done it themselves and knows how to do it and can offer that perspective to you, I do think that that was dishonest.
You are presenting yourself as an expert when you were not.
Yeah. And I don't know. I think that she didn't do a great job of addressing that point. Like, she addressed a lot of shit that I'm like, I don't care about that, honestly. Like, that is not what I was talking about. She ends it with this slide that says, I still plan to release my course, Microbakery School, on January 13th. I've worked on it every day over the past 2 months to make it, so literally as long as you've said you've had a microbakery, but okay. The last 2 months to make it incredibly valuable and help so many wonderful people start microbakeries. It's everything I wish I had when I started mine. Did you start?
Yeah, you haven't.
Anyway,
though.
Here's
Like,
to an
that's the
incredible
whole thing.
year.
The value comes from someone's experience and like knowledge that they've accrued over a period of time. You have not done that.
And I mean, if you sold it as an honest, this is what it is, this is where I gathered my knowledge, this is how I gathered it, I would have no issue with it. You could sell a course on how to fucking shit properly and I wouldn't care. If it's something that you're being honest about how you source that information. But posing as this like perfect, oh my God, look at how I reached this level of success, when in reality, you are not even living with your husband, but then you want to teach people how to do it out of their apartment, but you're literally living somewhere else so you don't have to do it out of your apartment. It doesn't make sense. And I think that you were dishonest and you don't want to face that as much as I think it needs to be.
She's acting like, I just didn't cross my T's and dot the I's. And that's like, not, no, like you didn't,
no,
you haven't written the paper.
Anyway, that's the sourdough bakery drama. This was quite the episode, wasn't it?
Yeah, what time is it?
I don't know. We've been filming for 4 years.
I know, my butt
Anyway, we love the internet.
Yeah. Oh my God, wow.
As promised in our last episode, we have a haircut in Mumbai as my We Love the Internet.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah.
I have so many lined up, but that one's next in line. So the others will have to wait. I've seen a bunch of haircuts in Mumbai, or like just,
it's when they're like hitting the face.
People get like tourists getting haircuts.
Yeah.
But this one was wild.
Yeah, and they like, do like, it's like their chiropractor too, borderline.
Literally. This is wild. That is wild.
Shit. Okay.
They act like chiropractors, but it's like kind of dangerous. I feel like.
Look at him.
Oh my
No,
God.
kind of. He could have paralyzed him right there.
Yeah, no. Like, I don't even like my chiropractor to crack my neck.
I was not ready for that. Oh my God, okay.
He just starts beating his ass after.
I'd be literally so curious, though, how many people have, like, there's been serious incidents with this, like, of neck cracking.
I don't know. He seemed pretty leisurely while he was doing it. He just seemed like he was.
Well, I'm like, it seems like he hasn't had a bad experience before, but, like, I feel like
literally one
days,
wrong neck crack and someone can't move for the rest of their life.
You're gonna kill someone, yeah.
But his eye massage in the beginning, again, all of my We Love the Internets manifest themselves around like 1 a.m. when I'm just in bed and I'm just like hysterically, because Amelie's sleeping in her own room. Did I tell you that?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm like gaining my independence back, girlies. But anyway, she sleeps in her own room now. So I'm like on my phone and I'm just cracking up. And Nasim's like, what are you doing? But like literally, I'm just like sobbing at stupid shit like this at 1 a.m. Anyway, your turn.
You would actually be surprised at how much like tension there is in your eyebrow.
Okay,
muscles.
but that's not the way to get it out.
That's a bit extreme.
And also, like, did he wash his hands? He was like literally centimeters from the eyeball. No, thank you.
Oh, there's one that's funny that I've seen a lot, but I feel like, I'm like, would we get copywritten? I don't know.
Oh God, probably. We Love the Internets are infamous for getting us copywritten.
Can I send it to you? You see what you think?
Yeah.
So much for doing this life advice interview today. Millennials are getting so old, there's hardly none of you left. We just want to take a snapshot of your generation. Okay, whenever you're ready, ma'am.
If you had one shot, one opportunity to seize everything you've ever wanted, one moment that you capture and just let it slip. Yo. His palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit on his sweater already. Mom's spaghetti, he's nervous, but on the surface he looks calm and ready to drop bombs. But he keeps on forgetting what he wrote down. The whole crowd grows so loud, he opens his mouth, but the words won't come out. He's choking how? Everybody's joking now. The clock's run out, time's up, over, plow. Step back to reality. Oh, the ghost gravity choke. He's so mad, but he won't give up. You better lose yourself in the music. The
What's happening?
That you better never let it go. You only got one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime, yo. Was that good?
It was something. Are they all like this?
Yep.
Oh my God. Not me missing like the entire context of it being in a nursing home.
millennial in a nursing home.
I'm like, who's rapping? And why is she
No, it's
rapping?
that it's all these crazy old people and that they're just like rapping him.
Got it. Okay, now I got it. And also Queen Slade, but do I think she got it on par enough for a copyright strike? No, so we can leave that
No,
one.
I think we're good. I think we're good. No, I see a bunch of hers where she's doing stuff like that where it's like millennials in nursing homes or like your millennial grandma and it's them like with the most like
Twerking
unhinged lyrics ever. Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, anyway, guys, if you made it to the end of this one, bless your heart. This was an interesting one, and
It was
I
a
think
wild
a long
ride.
one.
Yeah. Can I clarify one thing?
Oh, sure.
That I just remembered. I brought it up earlier to you on our call. No, just that I saw several comments that were like about like influencers with PR teams and stuff.
Yeah.
And I said that Patrick Starr is someone that would have one. One of them literally said, it was like, Lily, don't ever change. Thinking it was dying because people thought I meant Jeffree Star. And I was like, no, Patrick
Guys,
Starr is a person.
One
that owns
Size
a very
Beauty
one
owner,
size?
Patrick
I'm like,
Starr.
are you
Hello?
kidding? Like, I feel like everyone uses that now.
Well,
like,
that's
the
why I
spray
didn't
and
say
the
anything
powder.
because, like, I buy One Size products all the time. So, yeah.
Same.
Like, yeah, it makes sense that you would
He's
need a
great.
PR team.
Exactly. And I didn't mean Jeffree Star.
No, if she had messed up Jeffree Star with Patrick Star, I would have never let her live it down. So, she was
Well, and it's
right.
like Patrick Star because like the SpongeBob character. Like, I get why it would
Yeah,
be funny,
yeah,
but I meant
Yeah.
actual Patrick Star.
Anyway. Okay. Well,
that's it.
As always, we hope you guys had a wonderful week and we will see you on Monday. Bye.
Cheers.